See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Tallawah TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Tallawah TV with the host and best. Today, take it away.
My Tallawahs, good evening or good morning, all depends on where you're based in the world. Let me know what's on your dinner menu. You know, I love to know what you guys are having for your dinner. As ever, I might invite myself over. That's if you allow me to. Let me know how your Tuesdays treating you. I'm now into my Wednesday because it's bang on 1 a.m. here in London. I did say that I wasn't going to come back today, meaning the Tuesday for you guys, because I was here doing a live stream for you all on Monday nights, and I've changed my mind, and you can pretty much figure that out. You know the reason why I've changed my mind just by looking at the banner, and the banner says JFF backs Vin Blaine in quotation marks, full confidence in coaching staff. So this is in relation to the news story that broke some week ago, over a week ago, regarding the 20 players that signed that letter there that was leaked to the media asking for the removal of the coaching staff. JFF have finally responded. We've got their official press announcement, their official press release, and we're going to be going through that. And I say we because I have a special guest with me. It's only right that I bring him back, considering we did dissect that all important Vin Blaine interview from some week ago. And back then, I spoke to the lovely Formula Sports, as ever, the scientist himself. Definitely always a pleasure bringing him onto my platform. Hopefully, he can chop some things up for me tonight. I know you guys enjoy when I collaborate with Formula Sports, hence bringing him back onto the platform. So I'm not going to keep him waiting because I know I've kept him waiting for at least an hour whilst I get myself together. You guys there in the comment section, good evening to you all. Let me know how your Tuesday is going. Let me know how your week's going so far. I'm now into my Wednesday, so I'm halfway through the week and one step closer to my weekend. I'm not going to keep him waiting any longer. Mr. Formula Sports, how are you?
Hey, what's up? What's up? I'm good. I'm good. Just taking in, all of the daily JFF soap opera.
The soap opera. I'm
Keeping up
taking you
with the
to
JFF.
I,
Keeping up with the Kardashians show name, though. Keeping up with the JFF.
keeping up with the JFF. I like the sound of that. I think I would tune in. I know I would not be bored. There'd be something there to talk about every single episode, if they don't mind me saying so. I'm guessing you're relating back to the press announcement there, right?
Yeah, well, that's the reason why we are here. That's the reason why we are here. So, you know, to have a look at this. So, let's see.
Right, so guys, myself and Formula, we're going to try and keep things relatively short tonight. And hopefully, you guys will allow us to do just that. I know usually when we chop things up and we collaborate, we go on for hours, but tonight we're not looking to do that. We're looking to keep it relatively short and get straight to the point so that you guys can go and enjoy the rest of your evening. And more importantly, so that Formula can go ahead and enjoy the rest of his evening and I can take myself to bed because, like I said, it is just gone past 1 a.m. on a Wednesday early morning for me. See what some of you in the comment section are saying before we dissect that not press conference, that press release there from the JFF. Good evening to yourself, Mr. Scott Tennessee Lewis. The JFF did it again. What do you mean by that, sir? You're going to have to elaborate for me. Runners, good evening to yourself, runners. How you doing? Let me know how you're doing. Kirk, good evening, Kirk. I've seen you around there before. Great to see you here again. And MPEC TV. Depends. Are you a good cook? I'm a little bit funny when it comes to my food. So if you're offering to do the cooking, please make sure it's a solid 10 out of 10. Big up Formula. The barber was able to cook his dinner. Formula is gone with a baby face look, if you guys haven't noticed. Okay, so we've got a young baby Formula on the live stream tonight, and I'm sure it's going to be as insightful as the older and wiser and more experienced Formula. Okay, guys, so we're still in great hands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and turn on that shared screen so that we can go ahead and look at the press release there from JFF. Sorry, I just took a brief little pause there. I'm reading what some of you are saying in the comment section. I'll address a few of your comments later on. If you're just tuning in, myself and the lovely Formula are going to dissect that press announcement there from the Jamaica Football Federation some hours ago regarding JFF backing Vin Blaine, and in quotation marks also showing that they have full confidence in his coaching staff. So, let me see if you guys are actually doing us some justice there and hitting that like button. Got 17 of you, only 8 of you have hit the like button. I don't think myself and Formula are going to go any further until you guys go ahead and hit that like button so we can get into dissecting the press release there from the Jamaica Football Federation. So, I'm happy to sit here and wait until you guys hit that like button, and I'm almost certain that my co-host is more than happy to do the same. So, guys, before we go on, before we go any further, please do go ahead and hit that like button. In the meantime, let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Norton Morris is saying, I back Vin too. Okay, so Vin Blaine has Norton Morris and the Jamaica Football Federation in his corner, backing him. Interesting. Good day to yourself, Hot Chili. How you doing, Hot Chili? How you doing? How's things looking in the league for you? I think you might be on level on points with your closest rivals there. Best of luck to you and your team for the duration of the season. Mr. Scott is saying, what the man them think Vin Blaine have a good style of play to make the girls them destroy top class teams in the world? That's a question there for you guys in the comment section. Tennessee Lewis is saying something completely different to Norton Morris. Tennessee is saying, I don't back Vin. Who do you back, Mr. Tennessee Lewis? Let me know who you would like to see in the driving seat. I'm going to go over and see what you guys are doing to that like button. Still not quite there, guys. Maybe two more of you can go ahead and hit that like button. Then we can get started. We can head into dissecting that press release. I'm so used to saying press conferences, press release, guys, not press conference. Press release from the JFF, the Jamaica Football Federation, and they have finally provided us with an update, an all important update with regards to the future of the current interim head coach for the senior women's reggae girls side, that be Mr. Vin Blaine, the current gaffer. So, a little bit of a hit and miss there in the comment section. One of you saying that you're backing Vin Blaine along with the federation. The other is saying that they don't back Vin. Let me know from you guys in the comment section why you're backing Vin Blaine, and also let me know why you're not backing Vin Blaine, just so I can weigh up my understanding as to how you guys are sitting in the 12-man section. Fair play, Hot Chili, fair play. Can't argue with that. Fair play, can't argue with that. Okay, right. Well, it looks like you guys are finally being nice. So they finally leveled the liking and the views, their formula. So I think we can go ahead and get started there on the dissection of that press release from the Jamaica Football Federation. Hot Chili says JFF could be making a horrible mistake. Norton Morris says, come on, people, like up the live. I agree with you, Norton. Definitely agree with you. Formula, how you feeling? How you feeling over there? About the announcement, the timing of the announcement.
I don't really feel no ways about it. I mean, it's just that they didn't indicate that the meeting would have taken place last week, So I think most of us would have expected to hear something last week. Probably the argument could be made that it is being dragged out longer than it needs to be, but I don't know. But I don't really is I don't really feel any ways about it per se, to be honest with you. The timing, that is.
I think I'm just happy to see the JFF respond at long last, because like you said, we there was a few rumors floating around in social media last week that there was expected to be a meeting literally almost a week ago. So it's good to see that they've had the meeting and they've made a decision, and now us, where the 12th man is concerned, we're no longer in a position where we have question marks with regards to where the Football Federation stands. Whether or not that is the right call, if you're just tuning in, they've decided to back the current interim head coach for the women's senior national side. And the current gaffer is Vin Blaine, and they're doing so, stating that they have full confidence in the coaching staff as well. Whether or not that's the right decision, I'll leave you guys in the comment section to determine that, or maybe July might determine whether that was the right call, or maybe that's too harsh to say that July will determine that it's the right call, because let's remind ourselves that we are in the group of death. So maybe it's a little bit too harsh to say July will determine whether that's the right call. Right, Formula?
I agree. Agreed.
Right then, guys, let me go ahead and take off my banner quickly, so that I can go ahead and line this up for you guys. I also have a premiere coming up after my live stream. I was supposed to give you guys a premiere earlier on, and then I had to kind of just pause that so I can give you guys the live stream. So shortly after this, I'm gonna give you guys a premiere. So let me go ahead and turn on my live stream, and we can go ahead and dive right into that press release there from the Jamaica Football Federation. Bear with me, guys. Right. You can see everything, right, Formula?
Yeah, man, I can see it, man. Well, I can't see it. No, I can see
All
it,
right,
man.
let me remove that banner. I've just realized the banner is in you guys' way. I'm pretty sure you guys want to read it along with me, just in case you think I'm making things up there in the comment section. All right, guys. So I'm going to start off with the top paragraph there. You guys can probably read the top paragraph for yourself, but I trust that you want me to go ahead and do the reading for you. So I'll go ahead and do just that. Just to reiterate, this is the press release there supplied by the Jamaica Football Federation. So it says the Jamaica Football Federation Board has accepted the recommendation of the JFF Technical and Development Committee to retain the technical staff of the senior women's national team, including head coach Vin Blaine. In its report, subsequent to an initial investigation into the concerns expressed by team members, the committee cited there was insufficient evidence to warrant any such change in personnel at this time. According to the report, it's in the best interest of the JFF to continue its present course with the current coaching staff, where the progress will be closely monitored and evaluated periodically. Further, based on the results so far, and with less than 2 months before the CONCACAF Women's Qualifying Tournament gets underway in Mexico, it is felt that introducing changes at this time would be prudent. Towards this end, the JFF has full confidence in the coaching staff and the team members, but recognizes a need to share in and support process with some critical core values of the organization, including professionalism, teamwork, and respect. The JFF pledges, as the body responsible for football in Jamaica, to put everything in place within its powers to ensure the team is comfortable and can perform at their optimum to achieve Jamaica's second consecutive qualification to the FIFA Women's World Cup. So if you guys want me to go over any sections of that press release there from the Jamaica Football Federation, let me put on my banner so you guys can gain an understanding as to what this live stream is about. Banner pretty much reads for itself. It says JFF backs Vin Blaine in quotation marks. They have full confidence in coaching staff. So, Formula, is there anything there from that press release that caught your eye or made you ask perhaps one or two questions?
To be honest with you, no. I'm not really surprised to be honest with you. Um, I think this is a bigger issue than football is taking place here. So it really wasn't in their best interest, I don't think, from what I'm hearing taking place. It really wasn't in their best interest to, you know, get rid of Vin Blaine at this particular time. And, whether, in my humble opinion, from a footballing standpoint, it wasn't in their best interest. And from a power struggle standpoint, it definitely was not in their best interest. But I do understand the argument that many people would be wondering, so to speak, or a bit skeptical of the impact that this will have on the girls and their ability to perform. I certainly hope that if the girls don't perform up to optimum levels, the JFF don't turn around and use this as an excuse to say, oh, it's because they didn't want to play for Blaine, etc., etc. Right? I would have hoped that you guys would have taken all of that into account before you guys would have, continued along this path to the current head coach. So, I sincerely hope that they would have taken the possibility of that happening with the girls not being comfortable and it not bringing about optimum levels of performance. Come, is the JF we're talking about still? So, but I sincerely hope that how the girls feel about the issue would have been taken into account and that they would not ignore, so to speak, the issues that the girls would have put on the table, or they would have not have, yeah, basically ignore them, or the word they lose me right now. But yeah, I just hope that they would have given careful consideration to the arguments being put forward by the girls.
Think you touched on something that was quite key there with the press release there from the Jamaica Football Federation, and I think you touched on comfort. If my ears aren't fooling me, and with that, it would be silly to not ask you how much of a setback with the current situation have on our quest to qualify for our second consecutive Women's World Cup.
Boy, that's a question that should be directed at the girls. I really can't answer that question because I don't know how the girls feel about this. That's the major thing. It doesn't really matter how we the fans feel about it, right? I've stated previously. I think Vin Blaine has shown me that he's a decent coach thus far. I know many would disagree with that, but from what I've seen thus far, I think he's good enough to get us there. But under these circumstances, as I said, man, I just hope that the JFF would have made this decision and felt comfortable making this decision, feeling comfortable that they have, you know, the right sort of feedback from the females, so to speak. If I'm I don't know, I'm a little bit tired, so bear with me, but not really flow. But yeah. That's just the only thing that's going through my head right now, to be honest with you, man. Did they ignore the girls, or we hear them say that sufficient evidence wasn't provided. So like them that sound to me like them just ignore. But I don't know really put forward the evidence still in us. So we not believe in it. You know. But I hope that them making decision to go forward with Blaine, they would have made it with assurances or feedback from the girls that the girls would have felt comfortable going forward. I don't know if there were promises made to improve or what, but hopefully the girls are comfortable.
It's an interesting point. Do you think, because when we dissected Vin Blaine's interview about a week ago, where he said, from the 20 girls that signed the letter there that was subsequently leaked to the media, a few have reached out to him and said, yes, I did sign it, but I want the coaching staff to remain. Do you think that may then played an important role in the committee saying, well, actually, this is what we're dealing with? Yes, it did at first jump, it did seem as if the majority of the players wanted him out, but since then some have reached out to him. Number wise, I'm not sure exactly how many players have reached out to him from the 20 players, but definitely going off what the coach said, some players have at least reached out to him and say, yes, we did sign it, but we don't want the coaching staff to be removed.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. You see, the thing is, at this point in time, we are speculating because this statement is kinda. I don't know if you'd agree with me when you say it's kinda a bit vague, but yeah, there are a lot of unanswered questions that remain. I think that's for sure. So it's kinda a little bit of speculation if you're gonna go down the road of how many girls would have made a 180, so to speak, or
Hmm.
it's kind of a little bit of a speculation. We really and truly don't know. Really and truly don't know. That could well have been the case, that there were enough girls that said, you know what, we don't want him out. We just sign the letter because we wanted to hear these concerns. Or at this point in time, are really and truly speculation, man. Honestly, it kind of vague. I don't know if you agree with me, but it vague. It vague.
No, I did. I'm sure you probably heard me having a little laughter when I was reading the press release, because to me it's almost as if, look, I'm not in JFF position. I know nothing about JFF. I know no one who works directly with JFF like that, so I can't speak for them. But it seems as if they were saying all the right things, but are they saying all the right things sincerely, or are they saying all the right things because they want to keep us, happy and jolly? Because if you look at that press conference, if press release, my apologies there, guys. Look at that. You guys have to forgive me tonight.
It's a press release. That's what it is. It's a press release.
Press release there, guys. If you look at the press release there, I've highlighted something that I pretty much just touched on, and it says critical core values of the organization, including professionalism, teamwork, and respect. So this goes back to what I was saying, that maybe depends. You can take this one way or another. You can say that they are sincere with their announcement and their support of Vin Blaine and his coaching staff. I don't doubt that. But then when you look at some of the things that they've touched on, again, critical core values of the organization, including professionalism, teamwork, and respect, maybe they're just simply saying that just to keep us happy, just to keep the 12th man under control, and to avoid any potential toxicity from brewing in the 12th man section. I don't know what you make of that.
The toxicity that they should be trying to prevent the brewing of is the toxicity that me not like that
It's a
word.
to-
But
it's a tricky word. It's a
yeah,
tricky word
yeah,
at
yeah. But
times.
the the T word that they should
The
be concerned
toxicity.
about, the T word that they should be concerned about is the
Yeah,
T word in the camp, and
yeah,
not the T word with the fans,
yeah.
right? I mean, it's 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 gonna be interesting to see how the girls. Oh, Jaja. I don't know, like it's gonna be very interesting to see how the girls and Vin Blaine can look past this and get past this and move past this, right? I don't know them have to go some sort of a spiritual advisor, or some sort of a guidance counselor. When they're at school, them have guidance counselor.
Do we
You know,
have time to do all of that? Do we have time? I mean,
why
camp is supposed
them
to be next month. Camp is looking a little bleak at the moment. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting as many games as Vin Blaine had initially bargained for, and that again relates to funding. So that in itself is a messy situation. So do we even have time to sit down with a counselor or an advisor to hash things out realistically?
Boy, I don't know what them are going to do, Krista, because it's a sticky situation, Honestly, man, this whole situation is just confusing, and there's still a lot that has not been said to be fair. There's still a lot that we don't know about the situation. Still a lot of speculation. No matter how many interviews Vin Blaine want to do. I mean, Vin Blaine right now look like you just need to give him a mic and a camera and him ready for go. Like you just need to see a mic and a camera and him say, "Yeah, man, Crystal, ready, ready." And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. His reputation is being dragged through the mud.
Yeah.
But no matter how many interviews Vin Blaine does, there's still a lot that isn't being said. That's in my opinion.
Yeah, there's it's what you're alluding to there is that there's always two sides to every story, and I don't think anyone can knock you on that because that's often the case. Yes, we have definitely heard from the gaffer, but obviously we have not heard from the girls, and that's probably the right thing to do. The worst time to speak to someone is when they're probably high on how they're feeling at the moment with regards to coaching in internally there and feelings and emotions. So it's probably best to let the girls as a team and as a collective and as individuals blow off some steam before you speak to them in the media. Or maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe it's a case of us just saying that we're going to move forward. I don't know how the team is feeling as a collective or as individuals, but it seems as if, based off what Vin Blaine has told us, that there will be some girls that don't necessarily agree that they want a switch where the coaching staff is concerned, because we knew before Vin Blaine said, from the 20 girls that signed the letter, some have reached out to him. We knew at least four girls didn't sign the letter. So those four girls were then joined by other girls who initially signed the letter but actually said, no, I don't want the coaching staff to go.
The thing about it is the JFF was caught between a rock and a hard place. But why I was raising my hand was because I want to know how you feel about it, right? Given what we know, given the information that we know thus far, and what we have been told about the situation from all the respective voices that have spoken on it, mainly one. Um, what do you think the JFF should have done? Do you think the JFF should have gotten rid of Vin and have that major shake-up now right before the qualifiers, or do you think that it was best to move forward with him?
So good question. I think either way you look at it, it's a gamble. It's a gamble, isn't it? Because if you bring in a different team, even if it's a team that's been there before, you still have to stop and start. It's still going to be a stop and start process. The new manager or new head coach that comes in on a temporary basis, they're going to want to lay out their own starting 11. Their formation is going to be different to what we've seen so far, and we're just reconnecting, just building on synergy over the last two camps. So that be it the February camp and the April camp. So there's going to be another stop and start there. There's no telling as to whether going down that direction will be the best approach for the team in terms of the team being happy and the team, more importantly, progressing and qualifying for their second World Cup on the trot. Likewise, going with Vin Blaine, that poses problems that we're obviously already aware of. And now we're in a situation where we have to say to ourselves, can the team and their coaching staff and their head coach look past whatever internal issues there is? I think that now is the biggest problem, right? Because we can't sit here necessarily and say, what could be if JFF went and selected a new temporary interim coach. That would be two interim coaches within the matter of months. That in itself is an absolute mess, right? A little bit unheard of when it comes to football, particularly at international level or even at club level. I don't really see that happening too often. So I think either way you look at it, there's going to be a gamble. There's definitely, and then within within bringing in a new coaching set up, a new team, a new coaching staff, irrespective if they're familiar with the girls already, people are still going to have their questions. People are going to be saying that you're giving in. People are going to be saying player power. So either way you look at it, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. People are going to be asking questions. Whether you go with a new coach, again, someone who is familiar to the team, somebody who's been in the position, been in said position before, or if you go with Vin Blaine. Either way, it's almost as if there is no right or wrong answers at this point. Because either way you look at it, sections, minority, might want to call it minority, whoever, people are not going to be happy. I think it's safe to say that as things stands, you're not going to get everyone who is 100% happy. I don't know how you feel about it, but yeah,
No,
just you're not gonna make everyone happy. It's there's too much mess going on. You heard in the press conference there, they spoke about stuff like core values, professionalism, teamwork, and respect. Those are the basic makeup of a team, of any given team. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a sports team. It could just be any given team, like myself and Formula Sports collaborating. Surely there has to be basic professionalism and respect there for us to formulate synergy, for us to build something that's promising, fruitful, and successful. So yeah, it just seems to me that beneath the surface there is most certainly some underlying issues there, that it would be unfair for a new interim or permanent head coach to come in and have to clear up that mess, because it is a mess at the moment, isn't there?
the JFF has so much mess to clean up. Them never know which part for turn for start for clean up. They never know which part for look for start to clean up. Keeping up with the JFF. Keeping up with the JFF. Boys, a real reality show. Crazy man. Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, it is a messy situation, completely messy situation. But like I said, even if you went with a new coaching setup, there's going to be people there asking questions, and one of the questions people will note will pose to JFF is this a example of player power? People are not going to avoid asking questions like that. They're definitely going to ask those type of questions, because we've seen it at club level, right? I know you necessarily can't compare club football to international football, but certain questions will be asked. Again, if it's a case of the JFF saying that they weren't going to back Vin Blaine and they were going with a coach that is familiar to the team, people are also going to say you're recycling coaches. So it's just like wherever
The
direction you go.
JFF, the JFF is infamous for that in a recycling coaches.
Exactly. So, and I think that would have been one of their options. Again, succumbing to pressure, and saying people would say, "Look, you're not actually taking a forward step here. You're taking a backward approach, because we've tried certain coaches, didn't work in the past, and here you are working with the same demographics, recycling coaches." So, it's a tough one, and I think the reason why it's such a tough position to be in is because we're at a critical stage of our World Cup qualifiers. Fair enough. If the World Cup qualifiers was like a year away, then we could take a gamble. But it's not a year away. Next month is supposed to be training. We're supposed to be in camp next month. And then when July comes, it is literally rock and roll time. It's do or die. So we don't have no leg room to actually test out certain things and see what could work, what can't work, what won't work. We're literally in a position where it's roll your dice and take a gamble. I think that's what they've done.
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking to myself though, and you brought up a very important issue. The whole issue of player power.
That
Because
is
really
it.
and true, yeah, because you can't, as I said, it wasn't surprising that the JFF said Obama and make this move, because yeah, I mean they would have been conceding too much power, and one could make the argument that they would be setting a bad precedent for literally for
Absolutely.
football in the entire country. Any any
Absolutely.
any group of players feel and can just get up and say to Obama and say, yo, the brother you need for going. And as many people were well, I heard it in some parts that people are saying that the issues some would classify them as probably being trivial in terms of it's nothing serious, like any particular female being uncomfortable or anything like that. You know,
Mm.
so many people classify because I saw the letter with the points, right? And many people have classified the whole thing to be trivial. So you know, and something not worth getting rid of a culture, because how this thing works. And my understanding of it is, when you have a coach that you don't feel is not performing up to the optimum standard, as a player you should be the utmost professional, right? And go about your business on the pitch and try to do your best to get the best results on the pitch. You shouldn't be running going to the board of a club or the organization, asking for the manager to be fired. You wait until, if the results don't go well, because the coach doesn't have that extra bit of quality, so to speak, to help to get you over the line, and results go badly. Then it is in the federation or the organization's prerogative, so to speak, to say, okay, we need to remove this manager, we need to keep him on. It shouldn't be up to players to be saying, oh, we not like him because we're not thinking professional enough. You don't really hear that sort of a thing. You know, wait
Yeah.
until the federation tired of him and say him not get the results and him need to go.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. Do you think that they've looked at Vin Blaine's results there and said, four results that worked in his favor, zero losses, got past round one of the qualifiers where the Concacaf region is concerned, now into the championship? Do you think they looked at that and said, well, just like you said, football is a results game, and if it's not something that's damning or concerning, if we're looking at comfortable is something that you can that perhaps raise a few eyebrows there for people, but we've already clarified that with Vin Blaine there in my interview with him. Again, you can go back and watch that interview, listen to that interview with Vin Blaine, just to gain some deeper understanding into where he stands on the situation, right? So when you think of comfort, there is something that probably make people, probably rub people up the wrong way, probably cause few people to raise a few eyebrows. What does comfortable mean? But from what I understand, it's nothing damning or concerning where the gaffer is concerned and his coaching staff. So yeah, Formula, do you think the JFF, the Jamaica Football Federation, would have looked at those results there from round one and thought, well, essentially, football is a results game. No red flags here for us, so let's move on.
That's kind of a difficult question to answer, doing a crystal, because really and truly the games were against Bermuda, the games were against Grenada, the games were against what the other bug team will play. Cayman, seeing, so it's not a proper measuring stick, so to speak, to in terms of from a result standpoint, to measure because any coach was coaching the reggae girls. Any decent coach worth them salt would have did, win those 4 games. So I don't know if
It's
that
it's
was
an
the
it's
if
a
that was
it's an interesting way to look at it because one would argue and say, well, essentially he can only play or beat who is in front of him. He can only get a result based on the team that's placed in front of him, right? Think I might have lost Formula temporarily there, guys. So I'm sure he's frozen. Look at him, he's frozen on the screen. I think he should be back any second now. So give him a little bit of a break, and I'm sure he'll be back with us soon. Let me go and look at you guys in the comment section. No, I haven't really looked at it in a couple of minutes. So let me go ahead and turn my attention to you guys there. Mr. Prince, what's up? What's going on? See, your team is level in points there with Hot Chili, where the Premier League is concerned. Tennessee is absolutely boiling. He says these men destroyed the women's program before. And before on, it looked like they're heading in that direction again. Well, only time will tell, won't it, Tennessee? Only time will tell. Good evening to yourself there, Prince. Good evening to yourself, bro. If you're not familiar with Ryan LFC, I'm not sure why that is, but if you want to find out all the latest where Jamaican football is concerned, then do head over to Ryan LFC. Kindly hit that subscribe button and also the like button on his latest video as well. Just sit tight there, guys, and we should have Formula back in the studio with us and right on time, right on cue. I don't know what happened there, Formula, but your internet gave up on
Yeah,
us.
the internet kind of been going with some foolishness from morning.
Yeah,
It dropped a couple of times.
yeah. So I kind of lost train of thought there. Do you remember what you were saying?
Jaja, yo, may I
Let me
get old?
backtrack. I think what I said to you the
May I
last
get
comment.
old?
I think the last comment I said to you there, in response to measuring up whether any coach could have come in and got the results that the gaffer has, the gaffer being
Oh
in play,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Do you remember
yeah,
your thoughts?
yeah, man. I remember it now. So basically, what I was saying is that it's a hard question to answer because any decent manager would have won those 4 games. You'd have to have been a really well. To be fair, the Damer game could have caused us some problems, but the rest of them certainly were games that any coach worth them salt to that it win. So and win comfortably. So
Mm,
the results could not be well. It definitely would have played a part. I know that. I know it would have. Me personally, if I was the decision maker, it wouldn't really matter to me personally. 'Cause I don't think that's a real, in terms of the results on its own, is not a proper testament as to the quality of Blaine as a manager.
mm, what would you have done differently if the results alone wouldn't have swayed your mind to say, yes, this football is a results game. Let me move on and ignore any potential red flags.
But as with yo, Crystal, honestly, me not really like, me can't really to beat the JFF to be honest with you because they are really caught between a rock and a hard place when you think about it. Like what is the right thing to do? See what's the right thing? Yo, Michael, why you not say something like Vin Blaine? Yo, you see, here's the thing, Crystal.
Do you want me to bring that comment up, or do you want me to leave it in the comment section? Think we've lost Formula again. Michael Thomas, I don't know what it is between yourself and Formula. Formula is gone again temporarily there. Your comment has shocked him, Michael Thomas. So he'll be back. So let me go ahead and look at the comment section until Formula is still frozen in my background, guys, in the studio. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what you guys are saying there in the comment section. You guys are thinking, you guys are saying that anyone could have come in and got those results there. That Vin Blaine got in round one of the qualifiers. Let's see what the rest of you are saying. I already know Michael Thomas's comment. Thomas is also saying JFF have failed the girls. I don't think many would disagree with you on that, particularly with what we're hearing with regards to the June camp there, where we were expecting a string of games. As things stand, there appears to be some funding issues there going on. Hopefully, the girls can get at least minimum at least 2 games there in the pipeline for the June camp, which is obviously taking place next month, and then subsequently that will be followed by July. July will be where we kick things off again, where our women's qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers, are concerned. You're back again, Formula.
Boy, my internet start behave like JFF now. This is how JFF, you would have think JFF internet would have behaved, Formula internet bad like me here. Actually. Yeah, no man, I don't know what happened to the like it not normally give me problems, but I don't know how all of a sudden today it kind of rain earlier today still, so I don't know probably. But as I was saying though, you see when people have them agendas because all right. Michael's the formula just don't like Vin. Doesn't matter your reasoning and positive argument. A win is a win. Stop try put down the man. Yo, me literally they big up Vin Blaine earlier and I'm a say yo. Vin Blaine from what I've seen so far has shown me to be a manager that is good enough to get this team over the line. So me no know Michael just forward you know and I hear a one little thing and then all of a sudden me realize with reggae boy supporters and reggae girl supporters, them seem for things that everybody have an agenda. Right? Me not have nothing against Vin boss, but I just the truth. Any decent manager work them that is not a truth, that's not a proper measuring stick. Grenada where them dump up 9-0, that's not a proper measuring stick. That's just fact. That's what everybody, if you are a betting man, Michael, I know say if you are a betting man and you have to place a bet on whether or not the reggae girls would have progressed from that group, you would have did put your money. If you did have 2 shilling worth of sense in your head top, you would have put your money on on the reggae girls emerging from that group. Right? So me not know why Michael thinks they may have an agenda. Of
I
course, me
think with
really
Mike,
think.
I think with Michael probably has to come on stream. Michael is probably also looking at the context there with regards to the manner in which Vin Blaine came into the coaching seat, the temporary driving seat, where the senior women's reggae girls football team is concerned. Obviously, we know that he's there on a temporary head coach basis. And for results so far, that's worked in his favor to get us through round one. So maybe that is how someone like Michael Thomas is looking at things with context with regards to um the time frame in which Vin Blaine took charge of the Reggae Girls and the quick turnaround with regards to the results, getting the much needed results. Obviously, we did play teams that's inferior to us, but these are teams that weren't walking the park. I think we can all admit that none of those teams are walking the park. With the exception, I guess I can say, of Cayman Islands. No disrespect to Cayman Islands. Bermuda wasn't a comfortable victory, wasn't a comfortable game to watch. A few of those games that we played there between the February and the April window there, they weren't comfortable games to watch. The opponents in the Caribbean region there, where women's football is concerned, at a number of levels, particularly the senior team level, they have improved just like Jamaica. So it's always a good idea for us to give credit where credit is due. Yes, we do have a superior squad, but we have improved, and so has other Caribbean nations as well. So that could be the reason why someone like Michael Thomas there is, I think, somewhat there siding with the coach being Vin Blaine. He's basically, I think he's trying to say that Vin Blaine deserves more credit. Don't want to put words into his mouth, but based off his comments there in the comment section, if I can bring up one of his comments, uh, where is it? To be fair to Formula, I wouldn't say he don't like Vin Blaine. I've spoken to Formula both on stream and off stream, and I think it's safe for me to say that he it's not a case of him not liking Vin Blaine. I wouldn't push it and take it that far to say that he don't like Vin Blaine, right? So this is a matter of each to their own, but I definitely wouldn't say that he don't like Vin Blaine. So Jamaican Red Devil here, he's saying thought he was the interim coach. Seems to me that that's not true, or they don't have a plan in place for a permanent. Well, he is the interim coach. So Mr. Jamaican Red Devil there, unless you know something that we don't know, the current gaffer of the women's senior national team is indeed the interim head coach. Whether or not they've made a contract extension behind closed door, or they've made a gentleman agreement behind closed door, I don't have the answer to that, and I'm not going to speculate and assume that they have. But from what we know, he is the interim head coach of the women's national side. But like I said, Jamaican Red Devil, maybe you know something that myself and Formula don't know. So if that's the case, please do come on here and give us some of your exclusive there. I want to know who your source is, because you might know something that we don't. So yes, Formula, your internet is it's not cooperating tonight.
Yeah. JFF internet. That's anytime the internet kick up, we just like call it JFF internet. But yeah, I don't know how it moves tonight. More upset remains steady. If it continue for a cup, I'm not gonna bother put you through no more stress. Just I go put you out of your misery because you're probably tired of me right now.
No, I'm
What
a
did I do?
patient.
I'm not fix up the internet man in come from my sure gonna have a arms us.
No, I'm actually I'm quite a patient person. Definitely with you anyway. So um I'm comfortable. I know I've been in your position where I've had bad internet, so I'm definitely comfortable. I have to ask you again about your train of thought because I've actually forgotten what you were saying. Maybe I should make a note just in case your internet cuts off, so I can
You
pick
better
up from where
move
we
on.
left off.
You better move on, yeah, man, because I
I've
don't know.
already addressed Michael Thomas there for you, just to let him know that you're not against the gaffer. So I don't think you need
Yeah,
to chime in.
my rate Vin Blaine thus far. So it's not about an agenda against Blaine, when I say that, it's just the truth. If you're a betting man, you'd have put your money on, the girls emerging from that group. So, yeah, man, it's not that I'm against Blaine in any way, shape, or form.
It's like you said, everyone's going to have their own opinion. It might be different to our opinion on screen, but let's remind ourselves that football is a game of opinions, guys. So someone might have a different opinion to yourself, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there is sinister motives behind their opinions. If he's
Bailey said, a win is not a win. Everybody know Jamaica would have beat Trinidad. A win is a win, though, Bailey. A win is a win. But
I don't.
I get your thought.
Bailey's on one lately. Bailey's
Yeah.
definitely on one lately.
A win is not a win. That's an interesting comment, though. It's an
It's a very
interesting
interesting
comment.
comment there. A win is not a win. Well, if it's not, then what is it then, Mr. Bailey?
Honestly,
Jamaican. Go
oh,
on,
good.
Pamela.
No, man, go through.
See what he's saying. He says if he's the interim, it shouldn't be a problem to replace him. The problem with Vin supports they are, huh?
The problem with Vin's supporters, I think he meant to say they are prisoners of the moment. Okay.
I don't understand what I don't understand what you're speaking about.
Is he because he's a Manchester United supporter?
Probably that's why I'm confused. Mean of
Um, I, I, I
um
I get what he's saying, but I get what I'm trying to say. Um, I don't know if I agree with that, but
I don't agree with it because I think you're overlooking the situation here. I think you're overlooking the position that we're in. Like we said, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I would agree with you on on a different day. If we weren't in the process of qualifying for a World Cup, let's remind ourselves that we're going to be resuming our quest of qualifying for our um second consecutive Women's World Cup in July. Next month is the camp. Next month is supposed to be training camp for the girls. So, like I said, we don't have the leg room there to go and necessarily bring in a new coach and take a gamble. Likewise, progressing on with Vin Blaine in itself is still a gamble. So that's why we said we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you take a gamble and go with a new coach, one that has been recycled before, some people are still going to be unhappy. You've gone with Vin Blaine, some people are still unhappy. So I'm not sure what you make of that comment there, Formula.
I don't know what I make of that comment, dear Crystal. Now, but what I would say though is that I really and truly don't envy the JFF. I would never have wanted to be in this position because it must have been a very difficult decision to arrive at. Must have been.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the girls came forward conclusively and said, you know what, on second thought, we'll prefer to iron things out. But if that didn't happen, and they were adamant that they still wanted him to go, which was their position from the get-go, from day one, if that was still the position, then boy, I'm gonna envy JFF at all, because it is a really is a hurted decision this to make, man. Real hurted decision this, cause this is a case of damned if you do and damned if you don't, man. But what I will say is that I think the girls are professionals.
100%.
Even this latest, arms us not really reflect the best on the girls, but I do think that the girls care about Jamaica's football, and I genuinely believe this. I think them care about Jamaica's football, and I think that they are still gonna go out there and give up their best regardless of who the coach is.
You guys in the comment section, since you guys want to have a dialogue, here's a question for you. How much purposeful results did the girls get from Hubert Busby Jr.? Right? Answer that one for me. How much purposeful results did the girls get from Hubert Busby Jr.? All right. Good night to yourself,
But
Rochelle.
but we're on the Crystal. I don't like when people compare how the team look on the plane to how it look on
No,
the
no,
ground.
you know why I'm asking them? Because
Mhm.
a lot of them, what I'm gathering is a lot of them are just going on the back end of what others are saying without actually knowing the team. So that's why I'm asking them, how much purposeful results did the girls register under Hubert Busby Jr.? Again, look into the context in which Hubert Busby Jr. took over the women's side. Look into the context in which Vin Blaine took over the women's side, and please tell me how much purposeful results did Hubert Busby Jr. register whilst he was in charge, right? Because I kind of feel like a lot of you are just jumping on whatever everyone else is saying. That sounds like a good tune, a catchy tune, so you're just singing along without actually knowing the meaning of what you're saying. So I just want to know because maybe I'm looking at something quite different. So please, now is your time to educate me if you can please.
But the thing about it, doing a Crystal, it's unfair to Blaine because Blaine only had the team for 4 games and a couple of training sessions.
And this is why I'm saying people are not looking at that. And by the way, before people start saying that we're taking sides with Vin Blaine, we've already heard that my co-host is against Vin Blaine. He isn't against Vin Blaine, but we're
Crystal,
trying to
you
add
can't
balance
follow
here.
that.
We're,
Crystal, you
we're, we're
can't.
trying to add balance here, but you
The
for,
same the same
go on, go on,
supporters
go on.
the same supporters will this minute say that I'm against Vin Blaine. Literally 2 minutes later, and I chat them same people. I guess to say I am me is a Vin Blaine, and me is a big supporter. I'm a bias in favor of Blaine, and you can't follow people here, Crystal.
Yeah, there we're trying to add balance to the conversation, guys. All right. So I'm gonna reiterate again that my co-host is not anti Vin Blaine. Okay, so don't go away from the stream thinking that he's anti Vin Blaine. We've had many conversation off air. Can bank my last pound that he's not anti-Vin Blaine. Yes, Mr. Scott, reason why I'm asking this question is you can flip the same question and put it towards Hubert Busby. Again, it comes back to you can only play the team that is presented in front of you. So you're saying that Hubert played against better teams. That wasn't the question I asked you. I asked you how much purposeful results did Hubert Busby Jr. get in comparison to Vin Blaine? That is the question that I'm asking you. I'm not talking about qualities of team. You can only play what is in front of you. That is all I'm asking. It's a very simple question there, guys. Like I said, maybe I've been kept out the loop. Maybe I've been living under a rock. So now is your time to actually rope me in. Now is your time to keep me up to date because clearly I'm missing something here. Formula?
Crystal, read Bailey comment. Bailey said formula the program crashed under Vin leadership, and in this thing it nearly crashed again. This year.
Well, if that's the case,
Oh
they better
God.
go ahead and put on their seatbelt if that's the case.
So Bailey, educate me. The last time it crashed under Vin, was it Vin's fault? Because that's not how I remember it to be.
Teja, I'm gonna need you to stop being ignorant and just simply answer the question. You cannot criticize Vin Blaine for the teams that
But
he
Dam
has
Rep is
played.
a team.
Thank you very much. You
Dam Rep
guys
is
in
a
the
good
comment section,
team.
some of you are extremely disrespectful when it comes to how we look at other opponents. Just because we're Jamaican, we have the better team. That does not mean that we can't give credits to lesser opponents. Stop being so high and
No, but
mighty and give
Crystal,
credit where it's due.
fine. I kind of agree with the argument that, to be fair, my brother Busby played against better teams, right? But the thing about it is that, again, you cannot judge what Blaine did in 4 games, right? And compare that to what Busby was doing for all the time that Busby was there.
But
Include,
formula, they
remember,
still need
Busby
to
was
answer the
coming over.
question. They still
Remember,
haven't
you know,
answered the question.
Busby was coming over from a previous administration as well, right? Where he was the assistant coach. So it would have been a very easy
Smooth
transition for him,
transition.
much easier on Blaine, right? Remember, when a coach has an assistant coach, a lot of the times they share a lot of similarities in philosophy and
Identity.
system identity and that sort of a thing. So it would not have been that big of a shake-up from Minzy to Busby, right? So you can't really jump up and say, oh, the team look better against, the team look better with Busby than with Blaine. I don't think that is a fair statement to make. That's unfair against Blaine, because Blaine only had, I doubt if him they have 3 training sessions with that team.
They
That me
know the
doubt.
answer. They just don't. They've gone awfully quiet in the comment section. Again, let me know how much purposeful results Hubert Busby Jr. rustled up whilst he was in charge of the women's national team. Since you guys love to compare so much, compare that bit for me and let me know. Because you guys seems to be so addicted to comparison. So you guys have been asking plenty of questions and we have gone ahead and we have been polite with our responses. So please go ahead and cooperate with us and give us the answer that we're searching for, because clearly we don't know the answer. I can't speak for formula, but clearly I don't know the answer, so I'm relying on you guys for once.
Bailey say Vince Salt, brother. Every single time him come around the team, him cause problem. Last time it was claiming make slurs. Now what talk cause him truth is so Bailey. Yeah, that's a bit over last. But hold on, let me try to read that book over
Now
again.
read
Last
that one
time,
in your head, formula, before you read that aloud. But again, guys, in the comment section, you guys love a comparison, but you've all gone quiet now that I'm asking you for a comparison. I asked the question almost 5 minutes ago, and you guys are still not giving me the results. You're not giving me the answer. It just goes to show that some of you're just following what other people are saying. You're just going off the hype and going off what sounds good to you, but you're not actually applying any real thought process to what you're saying. So please give me the answer that I'm in desperate search of. I'm searching for an answer. You guys aren't giving it to me. So
Scott Damrep is a good team. Damrep is a proper
Damrock is a very good team. There is a very good team. It's just certain people in our 12-man section. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe it's because we have a superior team. But even with a superior team, give respect where respect is due, because I think myself and Formula have been quite fair when we said that Bermuda game and that Dominica Republic game, particularly that Bermuda game, that wasn't comfortable. That wasn't smooth sailing. So I don't know where you guys get by saying that anybody would have done this, anybody would have done that. Um, I don't know where you guys are going sometimes. Yeah, but Tasia, you have a very strong opinion, but you're not answering the question. You're telling us about people hyping up Dominica Republic, but you're not answering the question. Answer the question. If you guys can't answer my question, I can't answer you guys' question going forward. God bless you. Unless I'm speaking in a different language, which I myself can't understand. I don't know where you're going with that comment because I've not said that. So please don't put words into my mouth and instead answer the question that I'm asking you. Um, don't make up stuff and ask me, am I saying this or am I saying that? Because I've not once made that comment. So if you guys are not capable of answering the question, just say you're not capable of answering the question. But this goes back to what I'm saying. Like, you guys are running agendas, but make sure that your agendas make sense. Make sure your agendas are sensible agendas. Don't just run agendas for the sake of it. Don't just run an agenda because you don't like a person. That doesn't make sense to me. And it just seems like that's what you guys are doing
I
because Vin Blaine is not your cup of tea. You're willing to run pointless answers, pointless scenarios. Oh, sorry, Formula. I don't even
Bailey,
know what I did.
yeah man, that good man, that good. Bailey said, "Me fi acknowledge the comma." All right, boss. Me I gotta acknowledge the comma going forward. Me personally, I just personally think it is very unfair to Blaine at this time. To I think what we have seen of him so far, given the circumstances, I have, and I have said this. I'm not all that fond of some of his utterances in the media. I have said that. But in terms of on the pitch, from what I've seen so far, right, given the circumstances, I think it's very unfair to try and say that, to try and ridicule Blaine in any way, shape, or form, to be honest with you. Right? I think that a lot of the performances a lot of the performances, to be fair, I wouldn't necessarily put it at the art because we were 2-0 up against Bermuda, right? For quite some time, and it's only really in the latter stages of the game that we made the scoreline look decent and respectable. But my thing is, I wouldn't put that down to Blaine, right? I would not put that down to Blaine, right? I think, and I've said this multiple times, in that particular game, the final passes were poor. You saw the patterns of play, right, that the girls were trying to implement. But the passing, you can't blame Vin Blaine for poor final passing from the girls on the pitch, and you can't blame Vin Blaine for poor finishing, like for instance in a game against Grenada. We could have easily won that Grenada game 15-1 or 21 if the girls were just finishing the chances that they were creating. So, but I get it though. To be honest with you, I do get it to a certain extent why people are more fond of Busby. I get it. But I just think that, look, we can't have Busby back right now. Like, when the need for, like, no, for, no, me not think gonna really, that thought then I really settle in on the brain yet. See, people, me I gonna say it for the 1 millionth time.
Oh
Busby
gosh.
cannot retake the national team at this time. The JFF would look like a clown organization, right? If they were to bring somebody back into the team who is currently under FIFA investigation, right? We talk about sponsors, we talk about just the ridicule how the federation's name would be dragged through the mud by press locally and internationally. It people, me no want to rate Busby, but then the need for chill. Right now, me no know 2 weeks from now, 2 years from now, but right, me no know. But right now, Busby can't forward back. Me not think gonna really realize, right? Vin Blaine, under the circumstances, in
Oh
my humble
god.
opinion, has not done a bad job. And I think it's unfair to be juxtaposing both what Blaine has done in the short stint and what Busby, had done. It Impex say JFF already look like a clown organization. It
The thing is, Formula, they're just like ourselves, they're entitled to have their opinion. But when someone is asking you to back your chat and you can't back it, it just goes to show that you don't really know what you're talking about. It's almost been what 15 minutes that I've asked you guys what purposeful results did Hubert Busby register under his belt, and you still can't give it to me. And you're supposed to be Busby's number one fan. You should know that you should know the answer to that question like the back of your hand, but you don't know it, or you know it but you can't say it because it doesn't go with your agenda. This is what I'm saying. Stop running sinister agendas. These sinister agendas, you're just cutting off your nose to spite your face. Like, pack it in. Stop it. Stop it with your sinister agendas.
War, 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 war.
They just
Fight, 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 fight.
they just
No, this is actually very entertaining.
no
Most of
man, them
people can
just them
actually
out
that.
of control sometimes. I've been asking them, answer one question for me. They can't answer it, but they're supposed to be Hubert Busby's number one fan. How are you his number one fan and you can't answer a simple question? Simple
To be fair
question.
though, Busby had some decent results. I can't
But
remember
I'm
them off the
asking
tip
them
of
what
my head.
purposeful results, because everything that they're talking about with Vin Blaine is all about purpose. So that's what I'm
Barely.
saying. Give me the same thing in regards to Hubert Busby then. But you can't give it to me.
Bailey say, Bailey say, we are not calling for Busby. Nobody wants Busby. We are just saying Vin Blaine. But me not understand why people not rate Vin Blaine like. Me not, from to be
It's
fair though,
pers you know what it is,
from
formula.
day
It's
one them did a fight Blaine.
You
The
know what it is
fans.
for a lot of them, based on the fact that they can't give me an answer. I know for a fact with some of you guys in the comment section, it is about feelings. And if it is about feelings, you're no different to the Jamaica Football Federation, the same very federation that you love to critique so much. It's all about feelings. Come out of your feelings and analyze the situation for what it is. And stop judging people based on personal feelings. That can't work. You can't critique a player based on personal feelings. Likewise, you can't critique a coach based on personal feelings. I don't understand why you guys do that. It's so irritating.
Look, in my opinion, Crystal,
Mm.
when Blaine start really the foolishness and things not really look too good, and I've already started to criticize him because me say me not like everything when him say. Seen him say some
Mm.
things that I wonder why I would have said that. But until I personally I think he has been decent thus far. I think he's good enough to get us to the World Cup. I mean, if it wasn't for this bag of arms house, if the girls them did like him, he would be good enough to have gotten us to the World Cup, in my opinion, right? And that's also within the context of a tough group of death. But I'm going to be studying Vin Blaine closely. I'm going to be monitoring Vin Blaine closely. And whenever I feel like he's going off the rails, and when he loses my confidence, maybe the
Yeah.
first one to go up on my channel and say, "Oh, Vin Blaine got to go." I think one of the things I always say is that I think that locally born and bred coaches don't automatically, people think say you're born and bred at Jamaica as a coach, you don't meet international standing, you don't meet international criteria, and you're not good. Now, I know some people might be offended, right? And this is no offense to them. I say this with the greatest of respect. It's not that I don't think that they don't have the talent or the wherewithal to become a good coach. But I think that because of the lack of education, not on their fault, but because of the lack of opportunity, a lot of them don't have the sufficient knowledge base. Not all, but a lot of them. In my humble opinion, a lot of locally born and bred coaches don't have the sufficient knowledge base to be able to go up against their international counterparts, whether it be in the region or outside of the region. But me can't, me not, I'm not going to use that backdrop to automatically say Vin Blaine is out. Fine, them give Vin Blaine the job, right? I am going to now look at his performance and judge him fairly and judge him objectively.
That's
And
it.
and so far, me not understand why people seem to despise this man.
That is it. Like I said to you, it's all about personal feelings. That's what I gain from them. That is personal feelings, because all now they still can't answer the question. It's no, you notice how they've quiet down on Hubert Busby Jr. from I ask them to line up the comparison. You can't do it. So it just goes to show that you guys are operating off personal feelings. It's personal feelings. And you, Jamaica, Red Devil, please line up your comment where you heard me say that he is the better coach, because you can't find nowhere where I've said he's the better coach. Pretty sure you've not heard me say that Vin Blaine is the better coach.
We're
I'm
just
trying to.
saying, what she's
Oh,
just
come on.
saying, he's not as bad as you guys make him out to be, and he has not been doing a bad job. Isn't that what you're saying, Crystal?
I don't know if that's what I'm saying, because clearly I'm saying something completely different.
Um, Fresh, I agree with you, you know. Fresh, me just done beat the U17 reggae girls coach in a fresh. Don't forget that in a fresh. Me just done swing the belt after the when name again, Crystal? When name again? Me
You
never
re-
me forget
you,
theme name so quickly. Because to be honest with you, you mute.
you really want me to be bringing up names after names after names? Your
Look
boy,
here.
Chamber.
With Chamber. Yo, only good
Chamber.
coaches deserve nicknames. Right? But
Chamber.
if a coach is really, really terribly, you know, you can you probably deserve a nickname. You can get a nickname too if you're really that
Yeah,
bad, you know.
when they have a bit of
Right?
humor about their character, it's Chamber.
Listen to me now, man. No offense, Chamber, but Chamber, you have much to learn, my boss. Seeing, my G, you need to go, get to working on the
Ah.
higher Concacaf licenses. You have much to learn, my G, because just my Bridget. No offense, my boss, but you not already none tall, Bridget. Me not have no issues as to that right now. So, and that's with the greatest of respect to him. He might have the talent to become a good coach, but in my humble opinion, him don't have the knowledge base. Me look on the U17 girls play, and me see a whole heap of things were lacking. So I agree with Fresh. Most of them, to be honest, like me, I try, the most successful local coach we have probably ever had with a national team. No lie, you can't say that because Wendell Downswell too, can't go around Wendell Downswell. But most of them, yes, Fresh. To be fair, most of them have failed and have failed miserably. Most of them have failed and have failed miserably. That's fair. But with that being said, Fresh, we can't just
What
when
the
it
hell are
comes
you on about? I'm sorry. What world do you live in? You know, some need
we
to
have
just
proof that
ignore
the
your
girls
comments
don't
because you're
want
talking
Vin.
nonsense. You are talking absolute nonsense. You don't even
What
believe what
about
you've just
you
said. I don't
guys
have a
not
clue what
believe
you're
the
on about.
girls?
You're talking nonsense.
That's what you think he's talking nonsense about when him say you guys seem not to believe the girls.
Yeah, just his whole comment. What are you talking about? What
But
are
I don't
you
really
talking
nonsense
about?
this too, Crystal. Him say we have the proof that the girls don't want Vin. They know more
No,
than
but
us.
he's
We
saying
have to
that
go
you
with them.
guys seem to not believe the girls. Where did it say that we don't believe the
Yeah,
girls?
we're not say we not believe the girls, Jamaican Red Devil.
You
We have
know,
never said that. Crystal has definitely never said that she don't believe the girls.
I don't know if you guys are gonna be saying stuff in the comment section, like speak factually. Don't just make up stuff and say whatever is on your mind. Like speak with facts, because I don't know where you get this from. You guys seem to not believe the girls. That's not even an assumption. That's a lie, because we've not said that. We've always been objective of our views, but it's you guys in the comment section that don't know how to be objective. Not everyone in the
Not
comment
all of them,
section.
Crystal.
Not
Not gonna
everyone in the
beat all
comment
of them.
section,
Just
but
beat
some of you in the
Jamaican
comment
Red Devil.
section, you don't know how to be objective, and that is your problem. Whenever someone brings an objective argument to the table, you guys are quick to shut us out or make up accusations and try and put words into our mouth. Like, please stop doing that. That's irritating.
Jamaican Jamaican Red Devil, I'll tell you this much. There are two sides to every argument, right? I'll tell you that much. So it's not that we don't believe the girls, right? It's not that we don't believe the girls. But I'll tell you this much, Jamaican Red Devil. You know that evidence has been provided to refute some of the claims that have been made by the girls in the letter.
And he doesn't even know that, but he's quick to talk. This is what I'm saying. When you guys are speaking in the comment section, bring your facts. If you don't know your facts, hold on to your opinion or let it be objective, because you don't know everything that's going on. So be objective.
There has been evidence that has been put forward that disputes some of what some of what has been, was stated in the 18-point letter. So when you look at it from that perspective, you wonder who to believe, Jamaican Red Devil. So it's not that we don't believe the girls. And look, I want to make it absolutely clear, right? We are not Vin Blaine fanboys here, right? And fangirls in the case of Crystal, right? Honestly, I don't know who to believe. I don't know who to believe. I am just saying, from what I see on the pitch, Vin Blaine seems to be a decent manager. I see Empek made a very interesting comment. Right? We soon talk about Bailey too, because Bailey is another troublemaker. Empek said,
But yeah,
Empek said,
that is a interesting comment. But do we not have raw and talented professionals at the U17 and U20s levels? But look how well that turned out.
all right, let me see if I can hold a reasoning with Empek right now. See, let me sit up straight. Formula, what makes you say Vin Blaine has done okay? Aren't we expected to win those games with raw talent and professionals we have? All right, I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again, right? When I saw, for instance, Theodore Tapper Whitmore, right, playing, for instance, Nations League against inferior teams, right? Even though we were winning and in some cases winning big, there were certain things that I just did not see. What I saw was a group of players that are clearly better than another group of players that we were playing against, right? I didn't see it didn't seem organized on both sides of the ball in all the respective moments of the game. You never saw the system, even when we were winning again, and I dump up them liquor team there. The system was highly deficient, right? You never saw the patterns of play, you never saw the patterns of movement, right? And the roles and the respective functions were not clear enough. Exactly. You know, all of that stuff. So the system was, there were question marks even when we were dumping up little teams about the system, right? The difference that I see with Vin Blaine now, when he has this Reggae Girls team that is playing against quote unquote littler teams, you see what Vin Blaine is trying to do on the pitch. You see the system, you see the patterns of play, you see the patterns of movement, the roles and the respective functions are clear. It is organized in all the respective moments of the game. And that is why I say that even though we expected Vin to win those games, you know, it's not only about Vin winning the games, but it's how the team looks. Does it look structured? Do you see a proper attacking structure in place? Do you see a proper defensive structure in place? Is it organized? That sort of a thing. And we see that with Blaine. We see that with Blaine. Well, I see it personally. I don't know if you see it, but I see it. So even when top of there dump up them liquor side there, you never see the structure. But him there dump up the side them same way. But you never see the structure, my boss. With Blaine, me personally, it looks structured, it look organized. Me have an idea what Blaine is trying to do. Seeing, so that is my answer to that question. Impact. Me don't know if you understand what me I say. Now to Taylor. Time for not Taylor rather, Bailey. Time for Bailey get beaten. I stand in solidarity with the girls. They don't want a coach who watch them personal life. All right. Oh wait. Yeah, Bailey. Yeah, I can't really beat you for that one. Yeah. Next comment. Hopefully you post a comment. Hopefully your next comment I can beat you for that. but we can't really beat you for that one, the baby. One, big up one.
Oh, you guys in the comment section, I'm telling you, you lot are on one tonight. Not all of you, just a few of you in the comment section. Taja Scott, I'm not answering no comments of yours until you answer my comment, because you're the one that's flying the Hubert Busby flag. So you're the one that needs to answer the question. So until you answer the question, I don't know, maybe Formula might want to respond to your comment, but I'm not answering your comment because you're not answering my question.
Vin Blaine after upgrade like iPhone 2022. Now not 98. Vin go overseas and see how real football play. But me not me not yo, alright. Make all a serious reasoning now, guys. See? Like a real big man and big woman discussion about football. See?
Good luck.
Um Taje or Taja. Sorry, me not really know if I pronounce your name right. See? But what 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 exactly what tell me exactly why do you think that Blaine is such a poor coach? You say he need to go overseas and see how real football is played. What do you see taking place overseas that you don't see taking place? You don't see Vin Blaine doing. Me not get it. Me not get it.
Formula, I've already answered this. With Tasia, I can guarantee you it's personal feelings. It is I've been down this road with him before. He still can't answer my question. He's not
I
capable
think
of answering my question. It's personal feelings. It's fine. If you have a personal liking towards Hubert Busby Jr., okay, hats off to you. That's your preferences. But don't try to critique Vin Blaine for the same thing that you don't want someone to critique Hubert Busby Jr. for, because obviously you're not playing a fair game. That's all I'm saying to you. Each to their own. Nobody's sitting here and saying that you have to be on the Vin Blaine bandwagon. But if you're going to critique him, let it be a fair and a objective criticism. Balance up your criticism. Don't just talk for the sake of fitting your agenda. Balance up your criticism.
look, as me say, if Vin Blaine, if Vin Blaine does not hold up his end at the bargain, I'll be the very first one seen to take up a belt, seen and swing it in the direction that he's in, right? But right now, the JFF chose him. Whatever the reason was, they chose him. He was the one that they wanted to go forward with. And me personally, right now, as things stand right now, based on what I saw in the first round, when you look at the ability of the girls in question and you combine that ability with Vin Blaine as a coach, I think Vin Blaine is good enough. I'm not saying, listen to me now, guys. But now say Vin Blaine is Pep Guardiola, or Jurgen Klopp. I'm not saying that. I just think, based on what I have seen so far, that he is decent enough to get this team even out of a group of them. The waters might have been muddied a bit right now because of this whole entire arms race where take place. Right? It should be told it's going to be difficult for him to get a tune out of these girls. Right? As the girls can try and go out there and be as professional as they possibly can. If they don't like the gaffer for whatever reason, it's going to be easier said than done. But if it was a level playing field, I think he would be decent enough to get the job done. That's just my opinion, but I respect people who don't agree with me. Right? Me not swing, me jokingly say me a swing belt after una and beat, But really and truly, me not really and truly um really have any issues with anybody who disagrees with me, to be honest with you. Like everybody see things from different perspective, and that's fine, that's the world. I remember me never forget, I saw a picture on Teddy Lee Gray's Instagram. Seeing there were two people standing up, right? Looking at each other. Seeing there was a 6. So there was a number in the middle on the ground, right? This person looking this way was seeing a 6. This person looking this way was seeing a 9. No, it was the same number that was on the ground. It was the same object, it was the same shape, whatever you want to refer to it as. But both people were standing from different vantage points. And hence they were seeing the same thing differently. And none of them were wrong. You can't say any of them was wrong. Because the person who was seeing the 9, from his vantage point, he was indeed seeing a 9. And the person who was seeing a 6, from his vantage point, he was indeed seeing a 6. None of them were wrong. But both of them saw the same thing and arrived at different conclusions. And none of them did wrong. So that's how me personally I view life. Seeing? So, but Tajay Scott, you need for your argument, them need some fix up there, Tajay.
Listen, I've given up on him because he's had at least 1 hour to answer one simple question and he can't do it. And I thought he
Big
had
up
great
yourself,
knowledge,
Tajay.
but yeah, I've completely lost off you, and I've noticed your argument is always weak when it comes to you, Bert Busby. You cheer for him, but you can't put clothes on your argument. So,
You
um,
know, we need to ask Tajay though.
mm,
No, Red Jamaican Red Devil. Look which part you gone then.
let's
Yo,
just ignore
Jamaican
that. Let's just ignore that, because
boss, you totally misunderstand what me never na meds where you are meds. I one number virgin. So how you are deal with two number. A one number virgin. No virgin, we not
I told you
Jamaican
before
Red
that some of
Devil.
the people
Only
in the
only a
comment
man you
section,
supporter.
they're
Only
they're
a
they're
man
on one
only
tonight.
only a man you supporter. Me no know how you reach over this around at that the place there, round at that the part there. We not go around them the parts there. See that hear the man then now. Yo, you can't be serious with them people, man. Me
Eddie,
I give a serious analogy and look how the people them are wire up the thing now. Jano, me never na meds them thing they are gone over them the place. Yo, me
yeah,
done ya,
yeah,
Krista. Me
I
I
need
got my bed.
Rochelle to tidy that up for me.
Me I
Thank you,
got my bed.
Rochelle.
Me I
Thank
got my
you,
bed.
Rochelle. See
Jano.
how you guys are chasing away my lovely co-host. I told you before. Some of the guys in the comment section are on one tonight. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they've had a rough start to their week.
Guys, there was one number. So me no know how una end up or una arrive at two numbers. A one number did in the picture, Bridget. So me no know, Jano. Me can't hold a serious reasoning with the people. Jaja. We not go wire up the things, star. Jan. Oh God. You know seriously though, we need to ask Tajay Scott. Yo, this man really advocate for Busby, man. Me I wonder if him know Busby,
Buzz is Busby's nephew, because he's always, anytime you say to think about Busby,
Yo,
he's
the
there
man rate
cheering for him.
Busby.
So
The
if
man
you
rate
this
Busby.
is why I'm saying, Formula, that if you rate him so much, answer my question. It's a simple question that I've asked you. Answer it. You have not
But
answered it,
he must
Asia.
know Busby though. The way him big up Busby. Me no know if Busby, me no know if Busby was him coach. Me no know if Busby I'm virgin. Me no know if Busby I'm family, but he must know Busby. Only people know people
Yeah.
advocate for people, so.
Yeah, and he's advocating for him real hard without being able to back up his chat. So, yeah, please, Tasia Scott.
So
I got
your
a
sister and even reasoning make him I just straight emotions that so he must know Busby.
That's why it frustrates me, because that's what I'm saying. You, Tasia Scott, I got so much love for you, but you're frustrating me. You're frustrating me because I dislike it when you talk with emotions. I don't like when fans talk with emotions. It winds me up. I'm telling you, because I'm trying to deliver objective content, and you guys are just throwing the whole thing off track because you're speaking of emotions. I can't work with emotions, guys. It's just so destructive. Please
But
don't do that to me. Mm?
Crystal.
I can't do it, Formula. I can't
But
do the
Crystal, you
emotional stuff.
reason football about with emotions too, Crystal.
Yeah, but I can't. They're doing it deliberate. It's almost as if you're trying to wind me up with this whole conversation. Every time we come on here, we talk about anything to do with the women's program. I can almost guarantee you.
Oh, somebody I say is a Busby burner account. A Busby undercover. A Busby, a Busby, as a Taji scatter, a Busby undercover. Cool, cool.
Yo, I know, but like I was saying, Formula, like I feel like he's doing it. Tasia is definitely doing it on purpose. He's doing this whole emotional thing. We've sat and we've said football is an emotional game, and you have to remove your emotion. If you're trying to be objective with your opinions, you have to remove your emotions. But when you're deliberately being emotional, like I can't work with it, guys.
Busby
Sorry.
burner. So that a Taji new name in a Busby burner.
Yeah, Busby Burner, because he is a Busby Burner account. Every single live stream, Busby this,
Or
Busby
burner Busby. Which one sound better? Burner Busby.
Burner Busby,
You know, like you have burner boy, the
Burner
artist.
Busby.
Burner Busby.
You see,
um
you see what you do, you end up get yourself a nickname.
um but him a say him not him just but Taji, look, me see your argument, but me just a say give Vin Blaine a chance. I mean, Blaine are the real gaff. Blaine is the gaffer right now. Seeing you can't really, it not, in my humble opinion, it not fair for judge the man after after 4 games and couple training session. The man literally have about like 3-4 training session, if so much. It can't be fair for really judge the man and say yo and juxtapose the way how the team perform under his leadership versus Busby's leadership. It just not fair. It's too short of a window for you know Vin Blaine to really have the team, flowing the way how he would want the team to be flowing.
Thing is, Wun, you're absolutely right, and we've echoed that many a times. We have definitely echoed that. But what we're saying is, if you're going to be using a minimal amount of games to judge or critique Vin Blaine, and you're saying that the games that he has won were all winnable and he's not achieved anything, because that has been the conversation from certain minority in the comment section, is that Vin Blaine hasn't achieved anything. So that's why we're asking, what purposeful results did Hubert Busby register? It's a very simple question to answer. If some people in the comment section are saying that Vin Blaine hasn't achieved anything, then tell me, what purposeful results did Hubert Busby achieve? It's very simple, but you're absolutely right. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you can't come out wrong. You can't come out strong, and then when someone is critiquing your comment, you shy away from it. Don't shy away from it. Answer the question.
Oh God, Bailey. Nobody now beat Busby Bailey. Bailey, Lord have mercy. Bailey. Bailey, a good youth in a Bailey. Me rate you in a Bailey. A general in a Bailey.
Yeah, these are Busby stands. Nobody's beating Hubert
But
Busby.
yeah, we not beat him. We just say uno unfairly a beat Blaine. That's all we are say. We not beat Busby. But truth be told though, you guys make Busby out to seem like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
And you
So
can't answer
I
one
don't know.
simple question.
I don't
That is
know.
the problem with you guys. You guys are putting him on a high pedestal, but you cannot answer one single question. One single question. That was a friendly. Big up Nigeria. I celebrated that result. Yes, he did beat Nigeria. That was a friendly. Backtrack and tell me what purposeful. I'm talking about purposeful, meaningful results. Big up the
You mean
Super Falcons.
in serious competition? That's what you mean?
I want to leave it to them because they know everything there is to know about Hubert Busby. So I'm literally leaving it with them.
But to be fair though, I don't know, my memory kind of sketchy upon this. The national team
The reason why we're
would have,
putting it in that
yeah.
position, formula, it just goes to show that this is what I'm saying. You cannot compare the two because it's unfair across the board. Like I said, take the context into consideration with regards to the manner in which Hubert Busby took over the team, and then look at the context in which Vin Blaine took over the team. You cannot compare the two. There is no right or wrong answers there, but you guys seem to only be leaning towards one answer that suits yourself and your agenda. There's literally
But
no right or wrong answers there, but you guys don't want to admit it because it doesn't suit your agenda. That's all it
our
is.
our Quebed, our Quebed, right?
Oh,
Hold
you
on.
guys want to talk about us being unfair, but you guys critiquing Vin Blaine over what? A handful of games isn't unfair? You guys have lost me tonight. You've definitely lost me tonight. You guys completely lost me tonight. Don't want
Oh, all
contesting.
right. God's warrior said under Busby, the girls did a bounce the ball.
What that
Um,
mean? What that's
it
supposed
means
to
they
mean?
were playing good, attractive
Yeah, I
football.
understand that, but them still not understand. You don't answer the question. You guys are avoiding the question.
Yeah, but
Most in the
Crystal, to be
chat,
fair though,
but
to
we
be
don't
fair though,
want Blaine can't give a plausible. This is what I'm saying. You're not giving plausible reasons.
hold on, guys. I hold on. I
The
want to make this
answer
clear.
said,
I am not look. I am not saying that Busby did not perform decently in his time as a manager. I am not saying that. Me personally, I am not saying that Busby was a poor coach. That is not what I am saying. All I am, the Crystal, that is not what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
I've not said that. I have not once said that. I'm trying to
All I am saying is, right now, Vin Blaine is the manager. He is not as poor a coach as you guys are making him out to be. That's all I am saying. Jesus Christ, oh, we end up at this World War III on Tallawah TV.
Yeah, because
Jesus.
they're wrong and strong. They want to have it their own way. You guys are not going to be having it your own way. You're not going. You can't have it your own way. You really and truly can't.
Oh God, yo.
That's what I'm saying. You guys can't just be unfair to one manager, and then when we're not even being unfair to Busby, we're literally asking you guys questions and you can't answer it. So really and truly, who is being unfair, us or you guys in the comment sections? You
But
guys
God's
just want to
warrior,
hear what you want to hear, and this isn't the platform for that. I'm sorry.
the football again, guys. Vin Blaine had 4 games and a couple training sessions. Jesus, that's all I am saying. Vin Blaine is the coach right now.
Oh gosh.
Give the man a chance. You cannot judge the man and say him is a poor coach based on four. With each passing game, the team looked better.
You know
You
what
have
this
to be
tells me?
real.
It,
With
it
each
tells
passing game, the team looked better, so it showed that Blaine just needs some time.
Tasia, I'm not responding to your comment. I'm disappointed that you've not even answered my question. I'm not responding to you. Um, yeah, you guys, it just seems that some of you in the comment section, you have an agenda. You'll be willing to sit back and watch Vin Blaine lose his next match and not qualify for the World Cup just to say, I told you so. That's the impression I'm getting from some of you in
But
the comment
all
section.
right, Tajay Scott, right? You don't. Let me ask Tajay this, right? Don't you think my argument is fair that Blaine has not played enough games for you to fairly be ranking him alongside Busby and seeing and juxtaposing and saying he hasn't performed well as Busby? Do you think that argument is fair, Tasia? Right, that he has not gotten enough time with the team for the team to be looking as good as you say it did. And it did, yes, to be fair, under Busby. It's
This
just
is
a
the
question, Tajay.
this is the
All right, Crystal, what you thought of Busby as a coach? What you thought of Busby?
I can't give them my thought because if I give them my thought, they're going to attack me on my own
You
platform.
were not that impressed with Busby.
Never said that I was never impressed. Never said I don't like. I've not told them I
Crystal,
don't like.
seriously, what
I
is your
don't
what
like.
is
I
your
don't like
opinion of
Hubert
Busby?
Busby. I'm not giving them my opinion on Hubert Busby because they're not
Why?
ready for it.
Give
Not
me
gonna.
your
They're,
opinion on Hubert Busby.
it's fine. And we close off on the live stream where we're gonna dissect Hubert Busby behind the scenes to avoid upsetting a couple people. Hubert
All
Busby's got
right.
his burner accounts and his nephews out in full swing, and we're not allowed to critique him. But we're allowed to critique the players, and we're allowed to critique JFF, but we're not allowed to critique Hubert Busby. So I'm holding on to my opinion. I've not said I don't like him, guys.
Yeah, but MPEC, you see the thing about that is
Oh gosh.
Busby was with the team for a longer period, in terms of not only being the head coach but also the assistant, and just that whole transition from Minzy to Busby. Remember, Busby was Minzy's assistant, right? A coach don't normally have an assistant who does not share similar ideals and similar philosophical thinking. So the tweaks that Blaine would have made, being Busby's successor, would have been bigger tweaks than what Busby would have made being Minzy's successor, because the transition period for both coaches or both tenures was different, right? One came on, one continued with the team, just moving up from assistant to head coach, and the other, you know, was just plucked out of one place around one part, and thrown into the mix, right? So the mere fact that Busby was Minzy's assistant, even if he will definitely change things, that's for sure, but it wouldn't be as wholesale of a change or wholesale changes as you see with a Blaine. So the transition for Busby would have looked a lot smoother, and it would have been a lot easier for him to get the team settled and playing how he wants them to play. I don't know if you agree with that, Tempe.
Oh God. I have to laugh. I definitely have to laugh. You guys be careful of what you're accusing people of in the comment section, especially if the matter has already been cleared up, especially if you don't have evidence of what you're accusing people of. Be careful. You don't want some defamation falling into your lap with a lawsuit. Be careful of what you accuse people of.
Allegedly, guys, allegedly.
Yeah, don't be
Duckland,
going around accusing people, especially when you're accusing them of stuff that could potentially see them lose their job. Be careful.
Duckland, all right. Duckland say, at Formula, are you saying the girls' points are not valid? No, I am not. The vast majority of the girls want him out. What other reason I need? Here's the thing. Yeah, again, you see with that particular um issue, all the circumstances has not been. We don't know all the facts. Let's just put it that way. We don't know all the facts. And as I said, there is evidence that some of what is on the letter, there are facts that go against it. There is evidence that there is facts, credible information that suggests that some of the information on the letter is not accurate. Again, guys, we don't know all the facts, right? Coach is saying that there are some girls who would have called him and said, I didn't sign off on you to be fired. I just wanted changes and stuff like that. There's still a lot of facts that we just plain and simply don't know, right? So I really and truly don't know how the girls feel about Blaine. And that's just the honest truth.
Ah, it's an interesting one tonight, isn't it? Definitely an interesting one tonight. Um,
But again, Martin, we don't know. We don't know if 90% of the girls want the interim coach out. We don't know. That's just the reality. We don't know.
Think what I'm starting, and I was warned of this before I started creating content when it comes to speaking with the Jamaican football community. Seems like you guys are not, and it's not everyone in the comment section, but it seems just like the majority seem like they're out in strength tonight. You're not in favor of objectivity. You just want things to be just one way traffic. This is not the platform for that. If you're looking for a platform that is just going to be piling on the pressure on one person, be it the coach, the JFF, or the reggae girls, the reggae boys, or the 12th man, this is not the platform for that. This is not what this platform is about. It's about objectivity. So if you're not in favor of objectivity, you're not going to be a fan of the platform.
Hold on. Martin says, stop making JFF fool me. I'm not making JFF fool. Martin, the fact of the matter is, right? I don't know. You know that there's actually a school of thought,
Hmm.
that one, there is a power struggle going on. Two, that there is a school of thought that the girls would rather somebody else. And three, there is a school of thought that Vin Blaine had made some comments before, allegedly made some comments before he took up the role as the head coaching job, that allegedly, apparently, it is an issue. And Blaine himself said it, that the girls didn't take a liking to those comments, alleged comments, that, the girls have the opinion that these comments were made and they don't like it. So what I'm saying is that there are so many other issues that may be at play. It would be unfair to jump to his coaching and saying that, oh, his coaching ability is trash. That's what I'm saying.
But
Because there are so many other issues at play, right? There's allegations that because Blaine is quote unquote JFF friendly, he's not the most popular manager amongst the girls and amongst a certain sect of the Reggae Girls program. So it's not about JFF fooling me, man. It's
this
just
is
we
why I say
don't
you guys,
know.
you lot, sorry formula, but you need to stop. Some of you need to stop. You're talking about how they employ a man who the girls don't like. In the same breath, how do they employ a man that apparently allegedly have red flags over his name? This is what I'm saying. If you're going to be critiquing Vin Blaine for certain stuff, weigh up your argument, balance your argument, because what you guys are saying in the comment section is it's the lesser of two evils. But some of you are just too afraid to admit that because you don't want to see the evil in whoever you guys put on the pedestal. But it's literally the lesser of two evils if you're all being honest with yourselves. But you don't want to be honest. You can't say it's not objectivity, it's really JFF in a NEP, how you employ a man who the girls don't like. Where are you going with that? In the same breath, someone can say, how do you employ a man who has red flags over his head, whether he's innocent or guilty?
Ishmael. I didn't slander the man, I said allegedly.
I think he's
I
referring to
said
some comments. I think he's
it
referring to
must
comments.
be Ishmael can't be referring to me because I said allegedly.
I think he's referring to comments. I don't think he's referring to you. So I'm saying that's what I'm saying. You
But
guys, if you,
Bailey,
mm?
oh, go through, Crystal,
No,
go
no,
through.
go on, go on.
Bailey, I still have to say allegedly in a boss because you can't, you have to be, me choose to err on the side of caution. Seeing, I know some my crickets wish he took that same approach, but
It's not even like, I mean,
me choose
Ishmael.
to err on the side of caution.
Ishmael, yeah, you're right. He did address this. And Formula, I think if I'm not mistaken, myself and you dissected that first press conference, didn't we? And that was one of the first questions. And also, the article that you guys have been referring to, that article had to be retracted. if I sat here and I wrote something about Formula and it defamated Formula's character and it was inaccurate, thus defamating his character, and he says I have to remove it, I have to remove it again. I don't know the ins and outs of the allegations that you guys are referring to because I don't have my facts, I don't have my evidence. So if you guys don't have facts and evidence, stop being irresponsible with your comments. Stop being irresponsible with your comments. And if you're not sure, it's allegedly. So Formula is right to say allegedly because he doesn't have
Listen,
any facts or evidence.
listen. Me not follow in a my cricket's footsteps. Me not have $9 million in a scene. But our Quebec, right? Here's the thing. Yes, sir, if Busby is innocent, is that really a red flag in referring to what Crystal said about hiring somebody with red flags over his name? Yes. If he is indeed innocent, right, the JFF still hired somebody with red flags over their name because they hired
Exactly.
somebody that multiple women made allegations against him years ago. So I understand your point. I get what you're saying. Innocent until proven guilty. Yes, that's true. But there is still, until those allegations have been cleared up and found to be false, then you can say the red flag has been removed. But when the JFF hired him, those allegations were still hovering over his head because those allegations were made to the HR department of Vancouver Whitecaps. So yes, even if he's found to be guilty, to be innocent rather, at the time when the JFF hired him, they did indeed hire somebody with red flags over their name because they did not. Well, I don't know if they did the proper due diligence. Yes or no. We are talking about the JFF, but if they did do the proper due diligence and they still hired him, given the allegations against him, shame on them, right? You cannot hire somebody with serious allegations being made against him, regardless of whether it later on it might turn out to be true or it might turn out to be false. You
Exactly.
cannot hire somebody with allegations. Wait till the allegations clear up, right? It's proven to be true or false, and then you make a decision. And if they didn't do their due diligence and didn't know about these issues, then that is the JFF we have all come to know, and that is the JFF we have all come to love.
Yeah, you know what, Formula? We beat the same drum over and over again. Some people just don't want to get it, and that's fine. You don't have to want to get it.
By the way, I said that is the JFF we have all come to love. I was being sarcastic. It was a joke. Me no want next year no people go run with it. No, so me a JFF mouthpiece. Yeah, them hear that little, me said that little something there, and them gone with it. Oh, it official now. Formula JFF mouthpiece. No, guys, it was a joke. It was somebody. We just need to clear up that. Need to clear up that.
But this is what I'm saying to you. This is what we've been saying all along, and you're beating me for it. But now you're basically saying the same thing that I'm saying, that if you guys in the comment section are honest with yourself, it's the lesser of two evils by the way that you guys are speaking. So what I'm saying is you cannot accuse Vin Blaine of certain things and then ignore red flags where Hubert Busby Jr. is concerned, because it's unfair.
Crystal, no deal with them, so Crystal. No murder them, so Crystal.
Me not
No, no,
understand though,
no murder them, so
Formula.
Crystal. Me I beg for them, Crystal. Me I beg for them, Crystal. No murder them, so Crystal. Jesus, Crystal.
Me
Have
not get
mercy
it.
upon them, Crystal. Have mercy, Crystal. Me I beg for them, Crystal. Please, please, spare them. Anybody who dare kick up a storm in the comment section, who not just dead.
Me
Who
not
not
get it.
just dead.
Me not
Who not
get it.
just dead.
We just said the same thing over, and maybe me are speaking a Japanese, and maybe you guys don't
Saja,
understand. Me not understand neither, cause
our Quebec, Crystal just kill him, boss. That's so life go. Part of life, my G. Crystal just kill him, boss.
And
Sorry.
then they're asking me, am I against you, Bert Busby? Am I against this person? I should ask you guys what you guys are against. You as well, Mr. Wayne Harris. I noticed you went quiet when Vin Blaine got past round one. You're another one as well. You went very quiet when you got past round one for all the noise that you was making.
But our Quebec, again, these things are subjective, right? If, for instance, I am a receptionist, right? And I don't know, like police jumping, like police running in a building and, arrest me for, I don't know, I go down and Miss Mandy shop, got teeth out and crackers out the window, seeing through the window, seeing. I would not agree in that particular scenario with somebody, being put on leave for that, with a receptionist being put on leave for that, because of the facts of the case and because of the particulars of that particular circumstance, right? That person is a receptionist. They're not in a position where they are, for instance, being trusted with money. So if that person now was a treasurer and they were accused of going down to Miss Mandy's shop, the teeth out some crackers through the window, then I would agree with that person being put on leave because of the sensitive nature of the job that they are placed in, right? In this particular circumstance, Arquebed, the allegations against Busby are very, very serious. That's why you can't throw a blanket over everybody, You have to analyze, you know, you have to analyze circumstances and the merits of that or on the facts of that particular case, right? So you can't, in my humble opinion, Arquebed, you cannot have somebody that is accused by multiple women of alleged sexual assault and have that individual continuing to work with young girls, right? You have to err on the side of caution, because what is going to happen now, Arquebed? Let's say, for instance, he was accused of that by all of those women, seen? And let's say in a hypothetical scenario, for argument's sake, him violate one of the reggae girls. Uno see him one I go get up and say how JFF ignore the red flags, how so many women accused him of alleged sexual misconduct, and them galang same way, them never do nothing. You have to err on the side of caution. You have to examine each case and its facts and each case and its merits, right? You cannot have such a serious allegation against a man, right? And, have him to continue to work in in a circumstance, in a very sensitive circumstance, so to speak, if I'm articulating myself clearly, right? You can't put a young Jodie Brown in harm's way like that by putting her in the company, a teenage young girl, putting her in the company of a man who has allegedly done who has been accused by many women of doing something. You have to err on the side of caution and protect young Jodie Brown. You just have to, man. It's the wise thing to do. It's the best thing to do for all parties involved. So that's how I see it. If you don't agree with it or Quebec, then I don't know what to tell him about.
So you're wicked. Him
Me wicked.
no man, they just got it.
Thank you, hot chili. Thank you, hot chili. That's a good point. Them same one would have beat, but if that were to happen, them same one would have beat JFF and say JFF incompetent.
Yep, we've been down this road before. I think when it comes to this subject, I can't even say I'm disappointed in some of you because I don't know you personally. We're not related. We're not friends in real life. So essentially, I don't have to be disappointed in some of your views where such a sensitive subject is concerned. Because myself and Formula be in the same drum and multiple live stream with you guys, and you guys are choosing to stand by your opinion. So it is what it is. If you are Team Busby and you want him to take over the permanent regain control of the coaching position on a permanent basis, you just have to hold your horses and wait for the investigation to conclude.
But
That's all you can do,
Arquebed,
really.
Lord Arquebed, nobody's saying that Vin Blaine is a saint, right? Arquebed, Arquebed, Arquebed. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, Arquebed, right? Arquebed, Lord Arquebed. Me no know what me need to tell you, boss. Arquebed, you cannot have a man, whether you understand this or not, and I understand your point. Innocent until proven guilty, yes.
Formula,
Nobody,
you're speaking to a brick wall. We've
no, no,
spoken about this
hold
type of
on.
lengths before.
Crystal, nobody is saying that by having Busby going on leave, that is not an indication of guilt, So I don't know why Arquebed is saying that. It's not like the man has been fired. He's on leave. I don't agree with him being, if he was fired, that would be wrong. That would be wrong, right? But him going on leave is not the JFF saying, oh, you're guilty. So
They said it in
don't
black and white that he's
I don't
suspended.
yeah, it's like
So
there's a gray area, my boss. Like it's just Archibald is just fact. You cannot have somebody who multiple women has accused of sexual misconduct and you still have him around the young girls. That would be irresponsible. I know one woman accused the man of alleged sexual misconduct. Is multiple women, my boss. It would be irresponsible of the JFF to have that man continuing on an everyday basis to be around young Jody Brown. It would just be irresponsible. But it doesn't matter that Arquebed. It don't matter if the girls still want him around, It doesn't matter. Even if the girls feel comfortable with him and like him and want him to be around, it does not matter. The man has been accused by multiple women. It would be irresponsible of the JFF because you know what is going to happen? Let me tell you what would have happened. You see, if let's say for instance the girls they kick up a storm and say, yo, we want Busby to stay. And the JFF say, boy, say the girls them want Busby. We're not gonna put him, we're not gonna send him on leave. See, we're gonna continue with him as the coach, right? In a hypothetical scenario, if Busby had gone on to, in any way, shape, or form, do anything to those young ladies, right? Them same one would have get up and sue the JFF and accuse the JFF of being irresponsible for having this man who was accused of the same conduct and not erring on the side of caution and doing the best possible thing to protect the young ladies. Them same one would have sued the JFF for gross negligence. I can tell you that. Anyways, I don't really want to talk about this anymore,
I
Crystal.
don't know where you get the strength from enough formula because me and you have
I don't know why I make Arquebed draw me. But big up yourself, Arquebed. And look, to be fair, Arquebed, I understand your point. What you are saying is that the man is innocent until proven guilty. I am not saying that Busby is guilty. I do not know if he's innocent or guilty. But that is the thing. We don't know if he's innocent or guilty. So you have to err on the side of caution and protect the young girls because he could be innocent or he could be guilty. You don't know. The fact is, multiple women accused him. And a one woman and a two woman, my boss. Multiple women. The JFF sending him on leave is not them saying that he's guilty. They are just saying until the investigations have concluded, it would be in everybody's best interest if you stay away from the team for now. That's all. That's all. Jaja. Yo.
Better you than me. Definitely better you than me. Because, yeah, we've explained this at length before. So, I don't understand. Like I said, it's one of those subject matter formula where we're just going to have to agree to disagree. We're not going to agree. As was Hubert Busby Jr. is under investigation, we're not going to agree on bringing it back. So sorry to
Crystal,
you.
what do you think about bringing back Minzy?
Again, this is why I said to you going back, and this remember when I started off the live stream, I said to you, if we went back and brought back coaches that we know, essentially recycling coaches straight away, whether it is Menzies or Donaldson, whoever the coach is, you're going to be asked question. You're starting off on a negative note because it's going to relay back to the whole Hubert Busby situation. People are going to ask you, how much did you know? Did you not see a red flag? Why didn't you see the red flag? Does that mean that you're incompetent? So either way, and this is what I'm saying. If you guys have noticed with myself and Formula, we're not talking about the coaching. So I don't know why you guys are telling us that we don't rate this person. We're not talking about the coaching. We're talking about things from a moral standpoint. That's what we're dealing with here. Because for me, the moral compass outweighs their coaching abilities. Okay, you could be the greatest coach in the world, but if you have damning allegations over your head, you have to be placed under the microscope. So that's why I'm saying that, even if we went back and rehired Menzies, maybe he was oblivious. Whether he was oblivious or not, people are still going to be asking him, Coach, what did you know? Were you aware of the allegations? Remember, that was his assistant. It's natural for people to ask you those type of questions. So that's why I said, even if you went back with something that you know in terms of recalling a coach that's been there before and took us to the promised land, he's still starting off on a negative note, just like how Vin Blaine is. It's two negatives that we're working with. And I don't think people are looking
To,
at
to
it
be
like that.
to be fair though, Crystal, I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. It wasn't Minzy's job to do a background and thorough background check on Busby. That was the job of the federation. So
Yeah,
I
but this is the
highly doubt
if
that he would
somebody
have
is
known that.
the thing is, if somebody is your number two, that should be somebody that you put in your trust in. That's somebody
Yeah,
that you
but
put in your trust in. So whether obviously you're absolutely right. The decision to do the due diligence check is not for the coach. It's not for the coach. But what I'm saying to you is, it is still a question that he would be asked. People are going to be asking him whether or not it. People, I'm not saying that the
it
due
would be
diligence check.
unreasonable for them to put that to him though, to be
It's not.
fair though.
It's a fair question to ask.
Me
It's a
disagree.
fair
Me
question to
disagree.
ask. When you're in a press conference, that is a fair question to ask. Coach, what did you
Mm.
know? Nobody is saying that you should have done the due diligence check. Those are two different scenarios. But to
All
say,
right.
Coach, what did you know? Were you made aware of the red flag? That is definitely a fair question to ask.
All right. Let me tell you how it would be a fair question to ask, right? If it was a case that he was accused of inappropriate behavior with reggae girls, then it would be a fair question to ask of Minzy to say, what did you know and how much did you know? How could you not know? But, with regards to allegations that were made over 10 years ago, I think that would be
No, but
me personally. I think that would be
the thing
not
is that
only not only over 10 years ago, but in Vancouver as well.
but the thing
That would be
is,
unfair.
will you not look at at your coach's curriculum VT? You must look at their curriculum VT. You must have a conversation and say, why did you leave this position? What went on there? You must have a dialogue. You must have a dialogue to say, okay, so you were working there. How was that? What was your time like when you was here? What did you
But
learn when you was here?
you would not tell him though that multiple
So
women
that's
have
why I'm
cheated
saying to you
on
that the question would be asked. I'm not saying that he's guilty or he knew anything.
I get what you're saying.
I'm saying that people naturally look how me and you are saying that we want to do
Means
it
it
and
would
have
go under the microscope as well.
exactly Minzy. This is
But
what I'm
that would
saying.
be unfair. That's
It
what I'm saying.
it would be unfair. And again, it's not me saying I'm not a fan of Menzies. Big up Menzies because he took us to the promised land. But what I'm saying is, even for Menzies, he's starting off on a negative foot. It's a negative foot that he's starting off on because people are always going to ask him
Fair. I get what you're saying. Fair.
first press conference, they're going to say, Coach, what did you know? It's unfair to him, but he has to answer the question because, in my mind, he must have said to Hubert Busby, how was your time at XYZ? What did you learn? What was your worst experience? And so on and so on. So maybe he did ask him, and if it's not true or whether it's true or false, yes, you're right. Um, Hubert Busby might not tell him about the red flags. You're absolutely right about that, but I definitely think it's a fair question to ask in your first press conference. What did you know? What didn't you know? Just like with when Vin Blaine returned, and it was in his first press conference, people asked him about the allegations from years back. So, again, starting off on a negative foot. So that's the way I see things. You don't understand how journalism work. If you don't understand how journalism work, you need to go and teach yourself. And yes, as a journalist for the Voice newspaper, I would be asking that question. Whether it
There,
upsets you or not,
yeah,
that's not my
journalists that would
concern.
bring it up, man. Yeah, there would be journalists that would
So I
bring it
don't know
up.
where
It
you're
would
going
be
with this silly
unfair of them,
comment.
but they would.
Of
They
course,
would.
you have to ask the question. If you want to be blinded by what's going on around you, that's down to you. But yes, I would be asking that question. Even if I'm the only journalist to ask the question, I would ask the question. So if you guys want to avoid the elephant in the room, avoid the elephant in the room. But then don't turn around and pick and choose which elephant to address because it seems like that's what you do in the 12-month section. You pick and choose which elephant to address. That can't work with me. Sorry. So I did.
I want to make this absolutely clear, though, because I think that many people, I think we have to realize that as men sometimes we might see these issues differently from how women see these issues, and that's fine and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that because this is an issue that affects women more than it does affect men. So I don't blame women for being a bit more harder on the subject matter than us men would be. I don't know if you think that's a fair comment, Crystal.
Yes, I think it's a fair comment to make, but I think like irrespective of gender, the same conversation that we're talking about, it can happen to boys as well. Like I said, some people they're just wrong and strong, and they're not open to want to know better or want to learn bare minimum. They want to hear what they want to hear. They're not interested in objectivity. They just want to hear what they want to hear, and that's it. That's my impression. Again, it's not the majority, it's the minority. It's the minority, but if any one of you in the comment section think that, and I said this on a couple streams ago, anyone from that cycle that worked with Hubert Busby Jr., they will be asked that question. So if you guys think that someone like Menzies would come back into the fold and he wouldn't be that question wouldn't be probed to him, you don't understand how journalism work. Sorry to say, but you don't.
I think they would at the very least want to hear his thoughts on what is taking place with Busby. They would. Most journalists would ask that question
Yeah,
from
it's a straightforward question. Remember, nobody's saying Menzies you knew. Nobody's saying that. It's a different question if he says he admitted to knowing and not taking action. That's all. That is open up a can of worms on himself. Nobody's saying that. but the question will be asked whether you like it or not. The question has to be asked. And I guarantee you, you guys in the comment section, again, the minority of you, if I stepped in that press conference or Karen Madden stepped in that press conference and us as the only female representation did not ask that question, you same one would throw us under the bus. You same one would say that we're rubbish journalists, right? So no, you guys, you're wrong for that. It's definitely not a reach. If you don't understand the subject matter, just say you don't understand the subject matter. There's no shame in that.
All right, make we talk about something else because nothing positive that we can talk about.
It not look saying it look like everything just sour tonight. It just looks like everything is sour, sour grapes tonight. Coach's desk is around. Pick up yourself, coach's desk.
Our coach in our building,
Yeah, coach is around. Yeah, it just looks like everything is very sour. I don't know why everything is so sour tonight, but
coach forward back a yard, you know.
is he back?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's good. It's good that he had a safe travel. It's good that he had a safe travel.
Coach forward back a yard, man. Big up, boss.
So I wanted to have a nice, short, and positive conversation with you guys, but yeah, you guys draw me out once or twice at least on this stream tonight.
So it go, man. So it go, so it go. So I mean, I think it's important for everybody to know, though, Crystal. We
Mm-hmm.
all will not agree. We are different people. We're gonna
Yeah,
see things from different vantage points, and I think it's important for us to know that and acknowledge that. And one of the big issues with the world right now, in my humble opinion, is everybody have their vantage point, everybody have their views, and I am right, you're wrong, and it's kind of difficult for a meeting in the middle to take place. If you understand what I mean, and it causes a lot of unnecessary friction in the world.
100%. 100%. I agree with you on that. So yeah, guys, that wasn't supposed to. I disagree, Travis. Pick up yourself, Travis. I disagree. I think it's best if they don't say anything, unless it's like a joint statement put out through maybe distributed across all their social media platform. Unless it's something like that, um, I really think they need to be speaking to anyone at the moment. I think they should just focus on their football, focus on what they can control. Because by the sounds of it, whether they speak out or not, the JFF have made up their mind. The banner read for itself: JFF backs Vin Blaine in quotation marks. They have full confidence in the coaching staff. So I think it's just best if they just try to just push forward, at least push forward. If it's feasible to do so with the current interim head coach of the women's national team, Vin Blaine. If they can sort out their differences, great. If they can't, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what that means for us going forward with that final push in July. Formula, there's a comment there for you. So
Yeah. No, our Quebed, I agree 100%. I don't claim to, have all knowledge. I don't claim to be all knowing. I damn sure don't have all the answers. I'm probably the dumbest person in this whole life right now, and that's fine with me. I think that the best way to approach life, though, and I think people who I shouldn't say this, but I think you're more likely to, let me phrase it differently. I think you're more likely to attain success in life as an individual if you're more willing to listen and learn. rather than go about things feeling as though, you have all the knowledge and and ego and that sort of a big, have a big ego and things that nobody can talk to you and that kind of a thing. So I agree 100%, Arquebe. I agree 100%. With that being said, though, I can't understand how you think the Busby never did supposed to go up and leave. But you know how that they can of worms there again. You know that they can of worms there again. But big up yourself, Arquebe. And my boy the my boy the name on Burner Busby. Big up Burner Busby too, man. Big up yourself, Burner Busby. AKA Tajay Scott.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
But this was a fun life though. This was a fun life.
It was a fun live.
Of course.
This is one of my worst lives I've done, to be honest with you.
Really? No, it never that
Yeah.
bad. It never so serious, Krista.
I feel like it's one of my worst lives. Maybe the guys in the comment section can determine how good the live was tonight.
Ah man, it never so bad, Krista. It never so bad. Never so bad.
Um yeah, it's not like my usual life, put it that way.
I think you don't like what's the C word? The C word, man.
I think I know what word you're searching for, and I don't think that is it. I don't like when people just be ignorant for the sake of it.
Actually it's a worse for you entertainment for me. No man, I think you don't like contention.
You know, I knew that's what you was so you know what it is, Formula. For me, it's just the ignorance of it, and I kind of feel like people just doing it on purpose just to get a reaction. I think maybe that's what it is. They're just searching for a reaction, but it is what it is. So, guys, we've got about um 4 more minutes with you all. So, if you have any more questions for myself or Formula, please go ahead and ask us. Um,
And that's a fair question, Arkobe. Arkobe, that's a fair question. Can't go on that. That's a fair question.
scroll down to see the rest of you guys' comments. Oh, for recent academics. I can't say if it was all of the girls. I can't say when you say the girls. You're making it sound like it's a collective. I wouldn't say it's a collective. I can't even name you the girls that are fit into the point that you're making. So again, if that is the case and I'm being irresponsible, I would side with you, but then I would also look at the girls in a different light. So um, yeah, definitely can't sit here and tell you that yeah, the girls are siding with what I don't know of. Um, Travis, I disagree with you. All the speaking out is just unnecessary. I don't really. think speaking out at this stage is going to help anyone. Maybe post World Cup qualifications or post World Cup, pending that we qualify. But I just think right now it's enough of the talking. Just get back to the drawing board, refocus, and go again. Because it looks as if the federation have made their mind up, unless the girls are going to come out and say that this is the decision that they're going with. But let's remind ourselves that again, from the 20 girls that signed the initial letter, the one that went public, let's remind ourselves that according to the gaffer, a few of those girls have reached out to him and said that they don't want to remove the coaching staff. So make of that what you will. Um, so, guys, we've got about 2 more minutes with myself and Formula before I forget my manners. Thank you for staying with myself and Formula for the best part of 2.5 hours, way longer than we anticipated, or way longer than I anticipated. Um, Thank you for your continuous support. I was going to give you guys a premiere, but I think I'm going to leave that one for tomorrow because I'm going to be heading off to bed soon. I won't be able to respond to your comments if you leave any comments for the premiere. So I think I'll leave that one for tomorrow, probably tomorrow in the morning. Even though it's already in the morning, it's 3:30 a.m. here in London. So, any final comments, Formula?
No, I'm just, seeing how this one turns out. Hopefully everybody can come together and, do what's in the best interest of the nation's football going forward and apply themselves and see if we
Mm-hmm.
can get out of that tough upcoming group of death. Hopefully, all parties involved can, look at it from the perspective that is water under the bridge and they can move forward, man. Hopefully it doesn't. It will affect it, but hopefully, everybody can be as professional as possible so it can as have as little of an impact as it possibly can on the World Cup qualification.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to, or should I say, maybe cautiously looking forward because I don't know what's going to change between now, June, and July. So it's definitely something to keep our eyes and ears peeled about. Um, I think we probably covered all of the comments in the comment section, Formula.
Yeah, man, I think you will never be able to cover all still because
Yeah, there's
there'll
always
always be
something
a
coming
last
through.
one.
Definitely always something coming through. Hopefully, how are you? Hopefully, it's my back. I've got a bad back. I've got a bad back at the moment, so that's the reason why. I didn't know that it was noticeable. Sorry for the distraction, but yeah, it's my back. I've got a bad back at the moment. Hopefully, I'll be up and running for the weekend. We have a Reggae Girls FA Cup derby coming up over the weekend with Drew Spence and Khadija Bonny Shaw. So that's Manchester City and Chelsea taking on each other in the FA Cup final. So I would love to get to that game, but as things stand, can't see myself getting to Wembley, guys, because my back is in a lot of pain. You deserve it. You came at me left, so you deserve it. But I hope to see you back on more of my live stream. It's all love. My apologies, but you pulled my leg, and I reacted to it. So fair play to you. You got a different type of reaction out of me. So my apologies. Hopefully, I haven't chased you off, and I hope to see you on more of my live stream. Even you, Mr. Scott, me and you're never going to agree on one topic. I know that for a fact, but it is all love. I agree with you. I told you this is one of my worst live streams. I like to be happy, but you lot turned me into a miserable cow tonight. That's for sure. I understand, but maybe not you, but I've had experience where sometimes it's like talking to a brick wall when it comes to certain subjects. So I understand where you're coming from. Um, no hard feelings, definitely. Understand where you're coming from. Apologies, my apologies if I made it seem like I didn't get where you're coming from. That was never my intention. So my apologies if that's how it came across. No, Prince, I did. Have I not? Wait, Formula, have I not hailed up Prince this whole live stream?
I don't remember, you know.
Dang.
I
Prince,
don't
I'm
remember.
sorry. I am sorry. I could have sworn I gave you a big up alongside Ryan. Ryan was here earlier on. I could have sworn I done it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I didn't. My apologies. It won't happen again, Mr. Liverpool. It definitely won't happen again. Oh, that's quite interesting. That is a good shout. I didn't think of that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that for my next live stream. I'm gonna have to do that for my next live stream. Um, so yes, guys, I'm gonna give you guys a what do you call it? A premiere video in some hours time once I get some rest. It's actually already uploaded onto my YouTube channel, so I'll give you guys that in the morning. I don't know, Formula. Should I give it to them after the live stream or should I give that to them tomorrow as separate content?
Give it to them tomorrow, man. It's too late for drop nothing now, man.
All right, so there you go. My co-host called the shot, so there you go. You guys are funny in the comment section, right, guys? You guys in the comment section, we cannot work these live streams without you. You are the ultimate 12 man. Even if we don't necessarily agree with your comments, I can say even if I don't necessarily agree with your comments, we're different people at the end of the day, separate individuals. So we're not always going to agree with your opinions. I'm glad that you guys like the show because I thought it was one of the worst shows I've ever done. So it's good to know that you guys like the show. And of course, in the future, I'm pretty sure we're gonna agree to disagree because, like I said, we're separate individuals. You know, when someone was telling me about my posture, I was thinking this. I was like, I don't want my back to be bent over. Oh my God, that's one of my worst nightmares. So, oh God, that's scary. Um, oh God, yeah. I mean, who does? I think that's probably something that we can all agree on, right? Now I know. Now I know. All right, big up you guys in the comment section. Don't forget to head over to Formula Sports and hit that subscribe button and the like button on his latest video. I don't want to end the live stream, guys, but I kind of have to because it's almost 4 a.m. here in London. So I'm sorry, but I have to end the live stream. That's true. That's true. That's definitely true. We come to, I think, the common understanding. I don't know about formula. The common understanding is we're going to agree to disagree. And the main takeaway is that we just want the best for Jamaica. That's the main takeaway for all of this. Vin Blaine, Hubert Busby, Hugh Menzies, Donaldson, the internal, external voices. That's something we have no control over. The only thing we have control over is being the ultimate 12th man. And I think that's probably the right thing to focus on. Right, guys. So I'm going to be seeing you guys tomorrow. Hopefully not too late. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Once again, thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. They got my co-host, Formula Sports. I did it again. I said I only wanted him for 1 hour. It's happened again. So one of these days, you guys are going to be saying, "Where's Formula?" And that's because he's not coming on my show no more, guys. All right? So don't be surprised if that happens. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you tonight. If I don't see you for the rest of the week, I hope you have a fabulous week and I hope you have a lovely weekend when it comes. Yes, Woon definitely go and subscribe to Formula Sports. Like I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the comment section. Make sure you drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Do take care of yourself. And until next time, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Tallawah TV with Crystal Davis.